All right, lads, before we start this week's episode, I'm here to tell you about our latest sponsor, CoinCorner.com. Now, they are one of the longest running exchanges for cryptocurrency in Europe, and they're one of the best ways to buy and sell Bitcoin here in the UK. If you don't know what Bitcoin is, it's the number one cryptocurrency on the planet. It's been around for over a decade, and it's going mainstream. It's in the news every day. Celebrities like Tom Brady are tweeting about it. El Salvador's made it legal tender. If you want to get involved in the cryptocurrency game, the best way, in our opinion, to do that is to go to coincorner.com/wordpod. You go there, they know we've sent you. You're getting in the cryptocurrency game. They know we've sent you. Everyone's winning. You're helping our sponsors. They're helping us. That's how the pod game works, okay? That's what we want you to do. Now, we've got to say this. When you invest in cryptocurrency, it's like stocks and shares. Your capital is at risk. Don't invest anything you can't afford to lose. Be safe. Don't be a fucking dickhead. Now, let's get back to the pod. What's happening, guys? Just before we start this week's episode, I want to let you know, if you love this podcast and you want more of it, you can get an extra episode every single week exclusively on patreon.com/haveawordpod. If you don't know what Patreon is, it's basically a way for you to financially support this podcast whilst also getting some benefits for yourself in return. You can sign up for £3 a month, £5 a month, £10 a month, and obviously the more money you give, the more benefits you get. But even if you just sign up for that £3 a month, which is the price of a fancy coffee or a pint in a shit boozer, you get an extra episode every single week, exclusive. No one else gets to see it apart from the Patreons. And you also get 24 to 48 hours early access to the public episodes as well. That's what you get. And on top of all of that, you get access to the entire back catalogue of the Patreon episodes. We've been doing that for like a year now. There's loads of content there. There's also the 2 lockdown lock-ins we did in this room where we got dead drunk. They only go on Patreon. The ones we do in the future of them will only go on Patreon. If you support us, you get shitloads of content for us, and you can only get it at patreon.com/haveawordpod. Go sign up now. Pause it here, sign up, and then come back to this episode. It's going to be a belter.
Hello. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm a lot less worried about Finn dying than I was about you dying. Finn is more replaceable than you.
21. Oh, Jesus Christ, Dan. What? Well, because we did the lockdown lock-in. And we couldn't because of the tech problems of having this many mics on.
You couldn't wear the headphones.
I couldn't wear the headphones. And I just sounded super loud then in my own head after 3 hours of absolute debauchery. And Finn has got the Rona, and we will talk about that. But, my God, what a fucking state that got into as a lockdown lock-in.
Yeah.
It will have just gone out a couple of days ago. If you're watching this on the public release, why are you? Sign up to the Patreon. Get the public's
Patreon.com/haveawordpod
hours early. You will also get all the lockdown lock-ins. But we had Stephen Tries and Max in, and we made a very large man cry. I have some pictures of him.
I thought he was dead in the bathroom.
In the bathroom that my wife said, you can't post that. I was like, oh, but I know, but it'd be
got no top on.
I found his T-shirt.
Flat on his back.
Binned it.
Yeah.
It's done.
It's done.
That's a former T-shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, no. We should have, like, retired it like they do at the end of a footballer's
It
career.
smells like shin pads. So...
It doesn't need retiring. It needs euthanizing. I've just worked out what was going on with the headphones. In my pissed up state,
you've hired it up.
I've turned it up on mine. It's like, fuck, I'm definitely loud. Oh, my days. We nearly killed Max. Stephen Tries, drinks like a fucking champ, but wow.
Yeah.
The mistake that I think we'll make, and you'll see it if you watch it, is we let the guy who hadn't drunk properly for a year sit within arm's reach of our pretty impressive booze collection.
Formerly impressive booze collection.
Yeah,
a lot of it is gone.
I only had a few large gin and tonics and a lot of fruit. I can't believe I didn't clock that you were doing fruit banter. I thought you were just being a mixologist nonce.
No,
going, oh, God, have you tried it with raspberries? Blackberries. What did you whip out that I should... When the mango came out, I should have been like, this is a fucking bit.
Did it really take that long?
It genuinely took till I went, if you've got a fucking pineapple, and you went, like we'd rehearsed it. So I enjoyed that Cafe Patron.
Yeah.
How much is Cafe Patron for the bigger bottle? I know that's my son's bottle.
It's about 28 quid.
Oh, it's not. I thought it's like got in my head that it was super expensive.
Well, that's quite expensive because it's. I'm pretty sure it's only 500 mil. It's not 700.
Oh, right.
So you pay nearly 30 quid for a 2/3 bottle.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, gin and tonic and Cafe Patron works really well, so I felt nicely buzzed. But Max was in a.
It is 70 cl, but it's 30 quid.
Yeah.
Right,
30 quid in your local shop.
It's like a mid-range whiskey.
Not like in your. That's a pretty cool local newsagents, isn't it? If you've got Cafe Patron.
You can get it in Tesco.
Yes, Tesco, 30 quid.
But as they only sell the half bottles.
So it was an absolute state. And I felt really bad because you clearly wanted to get Max in a taxi and I wanted to go home. And you were like, whose taxi is this? I was like, I think it might be mine. And you went, I hope it's not. And I was like, it is mine though.
I remember that.
I got in and I was like, that was cunty. But he's like, this guy thinks he's going to Chester. Oh, I don't know. I think he might have pre-planned it in his tom-tom. Oh, I'm so sorry. I've got to go.
Well, I had to pay. So the only reason Max was allowed to get in the taxi is because the guy knew me.
That works out sometimes, doesn't it?
So he pulled up and like Max is there with like, we gave him a large hooch hoodie. Now, Max is not a large. Anyone who knows him or has watched Lockdown Lock-In, Max is
medium.
A small, medium at large. Yeah.
Max could literally start on the offensive line for the Denver Broncos. That's what we're saying.
So the hooch hoodie was sort of like a crop top.
Yeah.
And was quite clearly not the top that he arrived in, is what I'm saying. And he's stumbling and he's, I'm so sorry, I ruined it. And we were like, you've been amazing. You've been amazing. He's like, have I really? And we're like, yeah. But the taxi driver's watching all this of me and Steven, so I was trying to coordinate him. And he goes, lads, you better not be going far. And I went, Manchester? Oh. And the taxi driver went, lads, I can't get him to fucking Manchester. And then he went, you that comedian? Are you Adam Rowe? And I went, yeah. He went, what the fuck are you doing here? Which is a fair question. As a taxi driver, if you know a comedian and they're sort of in your head semi-famous, like, not that we're famous, but like recognizable in that sort of way.
Yeah, you should be in Liverpool or at Hot Water and at no other places in his head.
Yeah, not at a science centre in Runcorn.
Why are you shit-faced at 9:30 in Runcorn
on a Tuesday? On a Tuesday?
Yeah.
And I went, look, mate, we work here, we do a podcast. I went, if I pay you in advance, I pay on my card in advance now. And he went, it's going to be like 65 quid to Manchester. He said, but if he's sick, it's another 30. And I went, I'll give you 80 now. And that covers a sick.
Did you pay on your card?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay, cool. So we had a whip around as well. Did you give Max some cash?
No, I found that the next day. I was like, why have I got 40 quid in cash? And it's 2 tenors and 4 fivers. I had no idea where it was from.
I thought you'd given Max and then paid on the card. So Max got tipped.
No,
and he was great.
Yeah.
Can we just put in the Guard of Honor clip here? Would that be out of order? Because not only a few thousand...
Picture.
Only a few thousand people saw it on social media, on Twitter. And I feel like it's a shame. We gave him a Guard of Honor. And outside, I think he was feeling bad. He was like, he tried to connect with something I'd said about Warhammer. And I was like, dude, you seem really nice. And I definitely like you. But this isn't the appropriate. You've just wept in the bathroom.
Keep all the energy you've got.
Yeah. You can't be like, I'm so sorry that I didn't know about what you collected with Warhammer. I was like, it's 25 years ago and no one gives a shit. I've really felt for him. So...
Go watch it.
Go watch it. The 4th lockdown. And we're going to, as we're coming out of lockdowns, that will be the last one for a while. So if you like seeing us get fucking pie-eyed, don't be like, there'll be another one next month. There won't be. It might be a wee while till we do another. So
we're going to try and do some other extra bonus stuff outside of the studio and put some events on and etc. etc. We're gonna do our best for that sort of thing.
We said that ages ago, didn't we, with the Patreon, that once we were making money from it, we'd put the money back in. And now we're coming up with plans like there's a rap battle we've got in the pipelines, and then other suggestions if you want to make some for extra content.
That yet,
Have we not flirted with it a couple of times?
No, I don't think we've dropped that bombshell.
Which?
The rap battle.
The rap battle. We have mentioned it a little bit. Yeah.
Did we?
Because we've had a few comments going, fuck, that would be sick.
You mentioned it and who was battling and everything?
Yeah, one person went, I can't believe Dan's agreed to it. Like,
you don't give off rap battle vibes, though, do you?
what?
Yeah. You give off like...
Oh, hang on. So,
Trigger what?
change that there.
You feel like you could have like a keyboard battle. You know what I mean? You'd look good with a keyboard in front of you.
A musical one?
I think I look a little bit hip-hop, but I think everyone thinks I look a little bit on the spectrum, like an autistic kid with soundproof, noise-cancelling earphones.
He doesn't like the noise.
Look at the cake.
He loves being on trains, but he doesn't like the noise of trains.
Noises! Yeah. So I don't want to rap battle you because you can be really mean. And I don't want to basically get bullied in poetry form, which is, rap battles like, no, it's not poetry. It is. If you read it differently.
I've already got something that rhymes with bum to death. So.
Wow. Wow. Looking forward to that one. That's on patreon.com/haveawordpod in the very near future. Watch Adam's, one of his close friends and colleagues, cry. Okay, great.
Meth? Does it rhyme with meth?
I'm not telling you. You have to buy tickets to the event when it comes around.
I'm not buying tickets.
You're doing something.
I
you, baby, all right.
I think I got mugged 3 weeks ago.
What?
I think. I know.
Have you got a bit of a slow release on this?
Yeah.
Holy shit. What else has happened in your past that you've blocked out?
Bum to death.
Have you been bummed to death?
Resuscitated.
You just, oh, right.
That's nice.
Clear on the bumhole.
On the bumhole? Yeah. They get the pads and put them on each cheek.
Yeah. Boom. Yeah, but there's a stick as well, goes right up your ass and shocks you inwards.
Oh, really? Whoa. Wow.
I'm sorry.
I'm all right now.
Gay paramedics.
I'm all right now.
I'll save him. Clear. Boof.
I think I got mugged by an old lady.
Oh, my God. At least you didn't get bummed to death by an old lady.
So, a couple of weeks ago, me and Samantha went to the cinema in Liverpool.
The cinema.
The cinema in Liverpool, the Odeon. Went to see In the Heights, which is created prior to him creating Hamilton by Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
And I really enjoyed it, and I'll never watch it again. You know, one of those films, like, that was good, and that's enough now.
Do you know, I felt like that when one of the last times I went to the cinema with Laura was The Gentleman, which I think is a Guy Ritchie film, Hugh Grant over-egging it. And I got to the end and went, that's all right. And I will never watch it again. Nice one. That's fine. That's all right.
Yeah, that's a solid 3.5-star film.
Got to the end of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Laura went, what the fuck was that? And I was like, I will watch that as soon as I can again on Sky. Yeah. In the Heights.
Went to see In the Heights, left, and we parked, as I always do, sort of towards the Bold Street side of town.
Yes.
And, oh no, it was the day, you dropped us off.
I did.
It was the day after we went out with Serica a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I dropped you.
3 or 4 weeks ago.
I dropped you off in town, yeah.
Right. So I'd parked the day before in town.
Yes.
So after we'd been in the cinema, we just went for a little stroll around Liverpool. We won't go home straight away, we'll just go for a little walk before we get the car.
Nice.
And you know the Cozy Club?
I do.
Which is like opposite the Odeon, innit?
Up top.
Yeah, but like the entrance is on the ground.
Yeah.
You don't go into a building, it's still got a street entrance.
Mm-hmm.
So there was an old, I'd say she's sort of early 60s, maybe late 50s. She was stood in the doorway.
Old, like mum old, but not like full great granny old.
Yeah.
Like old.
Yeah.
But not.
Like she could feasibly have a 10-year-old grandchild.
Right.
But like she could also just have her first grandchild now as well.
Right.
That age.
Right.
50s.
You measure things like grandchildren. Yeah. Fucking hell, she's old, but she's about 5 years away from her first grandchild. I like it.
So she approaches me and Sam, right? And she goes, look, I'm really sorry to bother you, but I was hoping you could help me. I've just been outside the Tesco on Hanover Street, and someone's robbed me purse. As you can see, I've got my shopping there. He's literally just snatched my bag off me and ran straight up Seal Street. There's nothing I could do. And I'm just trying to get home.
She had her own music.
I'm just trying to get home. Me purse. When she says a purse, I think she meant a bag. It's like that on my phone and as well. I've got nowhere to phone anyone. I've got no money. And I went, why don't you go and just get a taxi home and pay when you get in? She was like, well, I haven't got my keys.
They're in the
And
bag.
I was like, well, go to a friend's house who's got a spare key. She was like, oh, they're not in.
They're all dead.
And I should have clocked when she said they're not in, right? Because I was like, how the fuck do you know? You've just been mugged. You haven't rang anyone, right?
They're not in.
Yeah.
They're all old people out. The restrictions have eased. Yeah.
So she wanted money for a taxi. So I gave her it because I was like,
how much?
20 quid. So like, I just had a £20 note. So I was like, yeah, I thought, you know what? It doesn't matter to me. Like, not that I've got 20 quid to be fucking throwing everywhere, but if I lose 20 quid, then it's the gentleman thing to do.
He does it every time he gets petrol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Homeless people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's 20 quid, sort yourself out. Not even homeless, mate. Fuck off.
Nice one, though. Because my logic was, if that was a family member of mine, like, I'd rather be wrong and give it and lose 20 quid to a knobhead than have an old woman actually be mugged and not be able to get home from town.
Few questions.
Uh-huh.
How are her teeth?
She wasn't a crackhead,
Right.
by my estimations.
Right. That's the thing, though. Crackheads look wrinkly. Old women look wrinkly. You can't go off that.
Yeah.
So I'd go teeth and be like, ooh.
Yeah.
But the tegs were all right.
Yeah. Not great, but yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Tits.
What?
Tits?
No, that's not a year.
No?
No, that's a different
Oh, right.
No, there is such a thing as crackhead tits.
cracking pair of bastards.
Crackhead pair of bastards.
What do you mean, crackhead tits?
Like, they'll be lopsided. They might have needle holes in. Might have a tattoo on saying, I do crack.
Come on.
Quite common now.
Doing crack cocaine does not give you lopsided tits. Come on.
You don't know that for sure.
I hate it when you do that. You have not done the research to say definitively that that's bullshit, so it could be real. Oh my God, I need some crack. Adam, I need some crack. I can't get crack from my neighbors. They're not in. They're all getting tit realignments. So, I'm really enjoying this story. I know it's annoying when I pause you to ask about
I'm really enjoying
old
it.
women's
I like
teeth.
it.
Yeah.
I like the logic that you're
had
like,
sort of
what if it's real?
Do you know, like, fluorescent eye makeup where it's like purple and green?
Oh, I know what she looks like already.
What? Has she been to a Claxons gig? What are you on about?
Do you know when, like, old women are trying to hold on to their youth? So they have, like, it looks like they've got two highlighter pens and done, like, green here and purple here because they're like, look, I'm still young. Colours and that.
I've been out since 2006. I saw the Claxons. I saw the Claxons did too much crack. My neighbors are still at the Claxons gigs. 15 years.
Fucking. What do you mean she had fluorescent lines?
I know what he means. I know exactly what he
And
means.
then, like, really sort of badly put on bright red lipstick. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? He knows.
I know. I know
He can
who she is.
picture it.
I know where she lives. And
Right?
her friends are.
She sounds fucking mental.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope she hasn't got a fucking 10-year-old grandkid.
Come here. I'm not allowed to see your Christmas kid.
Why has she not got a bra? That's the biggest question.
That's a bra. His hands are the bra.
Can you give me a break? How am I meant to show lopsided crack tits? How else am I meant to show it? I'm just trying to visualise. Carl's like, that's a very unrealistic lopsided crackhead tit thing. Need to work on that, Dad. I write that in my producer notes.
Is that my voice?
Look, Finn's dying and we don't even give a shit. We're talking about fucking Claxon crackhead.
Oh, fuck Finn.
So,
Only messing. Love you, Finn. I actually miss Finn. I've got shit to do now.
So gave her the money, and as we were walking away, Sam goes, "You're a fucking knobhead, you." And I gave me reason. I was like, "Look, I'd rather be wrong and give her it than walk away, whatever." Sam's like, "You're just a fucking helmet. You're a virtue signaling knobhead who's just, you've only done that for the good karma." And I was like, "Yeah,
Hey, that's not virtue signaling though, is it? Like, it's not, unless you tweet about it instantly.
or tweet about like saying that someone should do it. That would be virtue signaling. Or someone should,
Talk about on a podcast.
yeah,
All right.
right."
But if he stops telling stories, this podcast goes to shit.
So
Whatever.
yesterday was 6 months since me and Sam have been a couple.
Saw
right?
the pictures, lovely.
So that's a thing in girl world these days. That's a 6 month anniversary because a lot of these girls don't make it to an anniversary, so they celebrate it.
These bitches are making up milestones. Oh my God, this is our 4th shit in the same building. Shut the fuck up, Laura.
So, got her some flowers. She'd booked for us to go to Baccaro.
Beautiful.
Which is a lovely Italian tapas
Did you get the goat's cheese?
No.
Lad.
I didn't. I didn't want it. I wanted something that I knew I liked.
Try it, and if you don't like it, don't get it again.
Well, I got it. I got so much stuff yesterday. Do you want to know what I got?
Go on.
I got the Induja pasta.
Yeah.
I got the fillet steak with tempura prawns.
Beautiful.
Food.
I got garlic bread. I got chips.
We're talking food.
I got the sea bass.
Doesn't have to be funny.
And have you had the chorizo in honey?
No, I get this goat's cheese and honey instead.
The chorizo in honey is the star of the show in that gaff. It's the best thing about the whole place.
See, I think the goat cheese and honey
It is a comedy podcast, but when Adam talks about food, it's not funny. It's very
Dan,
informative.
you need to try this goat cheese and honey, mate.
I don't trust goats.
They're not saving it.
And they're weird tit cheese.
So,
I have nipples, Greg. Can you mug me?
go to Baccaro, right?
Yeah.
Lovely meal. And when we arrived, Sam had put on the booking notes, it's our 6 month anniversary. And they bought that and gave us a free glass of Prosecco each. So I wasn't going to have a drink yesterday.
She did that in 6 by Nico as well.
Yeah, she does it everywhere we go. Everywhere we go, it's one of our birthdays or an anniversary because she tries to get free shit off everyone and it works.
I fair fucking play to her.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
I don't
mind that as long as she backs down instantly when she gets questioned, because I can't stand the cringe of someone. No, it is our 9 month anniversary. Like I don't mind people chancing the hand, but then I can't be when people get indignant when the manager's not playing ball. Yeah, that would bug me.
Do you know what I did? Do you know Curtis? No. He's a friend of he's my friend, but he's like a friend of a friend. That's how I know him. He went on his first date to Baccaro with a girl a couple of months ago.
No.
I found out what time and rang up and what did I do? I said, can you send a glass of champagne over to the table, please, and say happy 15th birthday, I love you, to the girl. And it was his first date with her. And she thought it was him joking and fucking loved it, bought it.
Oh.
Happy 15th birthday.
I love you.
Some member of staff couldn't give a fuck, sending it over.
Yeah.
Not asked.
Yeah, first date.
That's phenomenal.
Will you be doing 18-month anniversary? Will you be doing...
I hope not.
Because we can't
It
be
goes
doing...
to years now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like birthday. It's like baby age. No, 18 months is quite.
When do you go... What's the start of the... Is it first date, first kiss?
First bum, innit?
First time you...
First bum.
Is it first bum?
First date,
time.
first kiss, first sex, and first bumming is actually all the same date.
Wow. Wow.
I didn't bum her.
All joking aside, I would really like to see
Second date.
my 30-month anniversary.
She won't mind me saying that. We went on our first date. We had a kiss and then we had a bang. Had several bangs actually.
I wanked off into Laura's thigh the first time I met her.
Into?
In a disabled toilet in a hotel in Preston. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. She was like, I don't want to have sex. And I was like, well, I am horny as fuck because we came back to this hotel and you got me jazzed up.
Did she wank you off?
She was doing a bad job and then I took over and then jizzed onto her thigh. And she went, that was one of the worst first efforts of her. This was after she'd been slut dropping all night. She flashed her tits one too many times for my mate Matthew, who went, love, they're really nice, but put them the fuck away, eh? Right? And then turned to me and went, she's not wife material. Which I quoted at our wedding that he was the best man at. And then I was like, I will ring you. I like you. It was after that one-man show. I really like you. I'm in. So I will, and also I couldn't quite convey to her how badly I'd been doing. I'd been on a few dates with some absolute 4 out of 10s. So I was like, I will be in touch. And she was like, no, come back to the hotel. I was like, it's not good. We don't need to. Doesn't need to happen. It's been a long night. She was like, no, basically dragged me into a taxi. And because her mate Christina was in the room, we went and had a little fumble in. They didn't even have an ensuite toilet. It was one of them old hotels, manky, cheap hotel. And
You went
honestly,
to a communal disabled toilet and wanked on a leg.
yeah,
They have big toilets as well.
and a handlebar to hold. Oh, it's coming up from my wallet. And as I left, I was like, that was pretty bad. And apparently, she nearly deleted. What did she do? I think she deleted Facebook and social media the next day because of the hangover anxiety. Because she was like, that guy will never be in touch with me now. I'm so ashamed of myself. I think I rang her about 12 hours later. I was like, how's your thigh?
Do you know?
Do you want to have kids?
I had really bad hangover anxiety the day after the lock-in. And I genuinely nearly started crying because I was like, what if this all goes away?
Oh,
Like, for no reason.
so
I was like,
good.
I was like, imagine having to get a real job. No!
I think it's a genuine, when things are going so well because you can talk about wanking into your future wife's thigh. Yeah, do you know after the lockdown lock-in, it was like that was the thing that just sort of cleared the haze of COVID. I felt fucking great on Wednesday, bit tired.
Knock the cobwebs off.
I felt great since then, like really, really good. To be fair, I didn't drink as much as Max drank. So,
Ricardo.
Sorry.
Right. So,
Genuinely though, anniversary is that the first date where you had a snog? Is that what you counted from?
It's the day that I said, should we be an actual proper couple now?
Okay, yeah, right.
So, in Bacardo, glass Prosecco. Didn't really know what I fancied to drink. Knew I didn't want any beer, so got another Prosecco. And then we got a cocktail, and then we were like, can't really be asked for this. Can't really be able to go for another drink. Should we go home, have a cup of tea, a little bonk, and watch Love Island?
In that order?
Actually, yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
So she was like, yeah, I'd love to go home. I've been in work all day. I've got work in the morning. Yeah, I'd rather not go and get boozy. And I was like, oh, this is fucking great. You know, when you're just dead happy to be going home.
It's great.
So we leave Bacardo and we're walking down towards like Church and Lord Street, towards Liverpool One to we're just going to get a black taxi to go home. And there's a woman over the road waving at me. And it was the woman from a few weeks ago. And I was like, I went to Sam, I told you. I was like, she's coming over to say thank you. So she come over and she went, yeah. I'm really sorry to stop you. I've just been stood outside the Tesco on Hanover Street and someone's robbed me purse. And he's ran up Seal Street with her. And Sam squeezed my arm and whispered to me and went, don't. And I went to her, it's really unfortunate that, because didn't that happen to you a few weeks ago as well? And she went,
Oh, shit! And she rolled up her tit and went,
and she went, what? And I went, didn't your purse get stolen like a few weeks ago outside Tesco and they ran up Seal Street? And she went, I don't think so, but my memory is like a sieve. And I went, you wouldn't remember getting like mugged though, wouldn't you? And she was like, yeah, I do have memory problems. Anyway, have a nice night. And she walked away.
Oh, lad, you should have fucking slad tackled that stupid bitch. I'd have broke a leg.
Carl is not in a good place because Finn's not here. I would slide tackle the old fucking crackhead. Get on that.
That'd have done my head in her.
The worst part of all of it
You were
is
such
Sam
a
was
gent.
right.
You were such a gent about that. You could have been a right fucking eggy twat about
And do
that.
you know what it's taught me? Charities for mugs. I'm never giving any money to anyone ever again. And it's their fault.
I agree.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Yeah.
It's done my head in her.
I honestly, I like the hustle. I like the hustle that she's basically developed a bit.
Yeah, but remember
This
your
is
mark.
my bit. Yeah,
Come on.
Yeah, but that's
Change the story a bit.
that's the crack
Say
in
something
it.
else. Instead of saying me purse has been robbed out, she picked the same street it happened on and the way he ran. Come up to me and go, hey, someone's just fucking slide tackled me over there and broke me leg. Just limp a bit. Put a different story on.
Why would that necessitate money?
I need new shin pads, lad. Lad.
It's my husband's birthday. I've just spent all my money on his cake and then a crackhead's come over and stole the cake. Oh, can you give me some money to get a new cake?
I think she'd be foolish to include the word crackhead in a fake spiel about getting. Yeah.
Lad, excuse me. Fucking hell, lad. Don't look at the tits, it's really off-putting, it's doing you right. Oh, sorry, lad. I've just met this African prince, right? In person, my fucking luck, it's usually over email. And he needs about fucking 8 million. He's got 8 million for me, but he's taking 40 quid until it clears.
Do you reckon any of them emails have been real?
No.
I've got a name. What's it
I
called?
cannot believe you're not answering my email. I literally have $8 million. I have $8 million bucks. Why won't anybody answer my email?
Yeah, she needs to switch that story up.
The 419 scam, it's called.
Yeah.
That's what that's called, not the woman. That's
The African Prince is the 419.
419 scam.
And what about the crackhead woman on Church Street?
That's the wonky tit scam.
I thought it was going to have a number. Especially when you started with one. It's the one key tit scam. The wonky tit scam.
The
Look at
wonky
these.
tit scam.
It's only got one key to a house.
I ain't got any
One key,
neighbours.
and she's a tit.
Yeah.
All my neighbours are in Africa following up leads. That's fucking brutal. I'm a little concerned. It's not a red flag. I'm not flying the red flag. It's a prop that we spent money on, or everyone spent money on. But I just think the 6-month anniversaries. Do you know what? It's not. But it's not. Is it real? Is it real?
I feel
Or
like
you
she's
just
banking, like weakest link.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it just you going? I'm not arse, but you're into it. Let's just let it slide.
Yeah, she just mentioned it a few months ago. She's like, oh, it'll be our 6 months on the 15th of July. And I was like, well, don't take a gig that night. It clearly means, I don't care. I got to go to Bacaro and have sex.
Yeah.
She can count the days if she wants.
Not the same
If we're going to get to do that every day.
Yeah.
At the same time.
It's our 27th Tuesday. I love you, babe. Yeah, that's nice.
If she wants to suck my dick for the 27th Tuesday and feed me pasta, bring it on.
Enjoy it, mate. Enjoy. Because shall we just not go out? Shall we just go home and have a cup of tea, watch TV, and then bonk? That is the
I'm going to propose that, actually. I'm going to propose that.
Oh my God, I shit myself then, did you?
I think everyone heard
Yeah,
it.
it went hot.
Because
I think what you should do is get the crackhead to come over going,
Excuse me, I was just along over the streets and a guy left a ring. Sam, make him the happiest knobhead in the world. Also, it's the 37th Wednesday you've been together. Go on, girl.
No,
And then
but
she
the-
just fucking fucks off Steel Street.
the 27th Tuesday will
One
be
tit
this
flapping.
Tuesday, won't it? So a year's 52 weeks, so it's been 26 weeks.
Maths.
So this will be the 27th Tuesday. On Tuesday,
I know that's why I did it.
We are going out on Monday as well.
we are going out on Monday.
Oh, a hangover blowy.
If Serica's okay. Serica's got the flu.
No one gives a fuck about flu. If it's not the Rona,
She's in
grow
work
up.
though.
What?
She's still in work.
Yeah.
She nego.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when people are like, oh, I've been really ill. Yeah. Is it the Rona? No, it's not the Rona. Shut the fuck up,
You'd
then.
imagine having the flu and then looking after 30 10-year-olds.
Imagine having to look after 30, 10-year-olds. Fucking awful.
Easy.
She's that good at it.
Teaching is easy. Like, I'll say this. Being a teacher is hard
Right?
because of all the external things that come with it. The marking,
Curriculum.
the hours you don't get paid for.
Ofsted, the
But-
erections.
Yeah, but the actual bit of being with the kids is a piece of piss.
Right.
That's the easiest bit of the job.
And you're speaking.
Here's what you're doing. All of you shut up or I'll make you leave the room. And they've got to listen to you. Shut up or fuck off.
Yeah.
It's easy. Just
Yeah.
divide and conquer. Split the mates up. John, you're over there. Kevin, you're over there. Because you talk too much.
And this is the 80s?
John and Kevin.
John and They're all called like fucking
Gary!
Lily May. They're all called Lily May or like
Lily
Arthur.
May.
All the kids are Lily May or Arthur or something.
Alfie, Jonah.
What?
What are modern names?
All of them.
Jack.
All right,
I
then
suppose.
Jonah, you sit there. Lily May, you over there.
Deshaun! Shut the fuck up, boy.
Yeah? Fuck off. Out the room. Now.
Yeah.
Be arse putting up with you.
Did you get your PGCE or? Could do. Give it 6 weeks.
Imagine Mr. Rowe.
I could have gone into teaching.
No, you fucking
Yeah.
couldn't.
Of course I could.
No,
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
saying
I wouldn't.
ability-wise, you could.
Yeah,
Temperament-wise, you couldn't.
I could. I absolutely could. I'd just be one of those horrible teachers who gets suspended in the end for hitting a kid. Like years later when they snap.
Newton.
You know, when you were talking about nearly crying because this might go away, I think when you're in that
I
classroom.
wouldn't teach hungover.
Yes, you fucking would.
I wouldn't. I'd just show a video.
Of what?
Yeah, Matilda again. There you go.
Serkis doing
Where
that now.
did Matilda come from?
That was the go-to in school, wasn't it?
Fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Of mice and men.
I'd go off curriculum a lot of the time.
Miss
though.
Honey. Oh, you know you're old when you're fucking having thoughts about Miss Honey when you're watching Matilda. You're like, oh, I'm an old dirty bastard.
You couldn't.
You like big numbers? I like big dicks. Anyway, so
You'd have been a good teacher, Dan, I think.
thank you.
You've got a nice temperament.
Oh, thank you,
That's the CRB though.
Wouldn't pass the CLB either.
Aye. Nothing's been proved.
I'd go off curriculum a lot if I was a teacher.
Drex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd just be like, do you know what?
I think the prep that you did for lessons would be interesting.
Oh, fuck. I ain't done any.
Imagine, everyone,
Year 9! Imagine being in space. Come on. And you fucking slide tackle a crackhead with wonky tits. Imagine. Do you know what I mean? In the ass with your dick.
I just mean like I'd teach them. I'd go. We're meant to do geography today, but to be honest with you all, if you fail geography, your life won't be much different. I'm going to teach you all how to fill in a tax return.
right?
Yeah.
Do you know how to fill in a tax return?
And I've brought my accountant in. He's going to tell me how to do it, and then I'll tell you.
Oh god.
Yeah, I'd do that. I'd teach them, manners.
What?
Just
What?
I wasn't really taught table manners, and it shows now. Like I hold my knife in my left hand.
What?
I cut with, you're not meant to, are you? Your knife's meant to go in your dominant hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hold my knife in my left hand, and apparently that's spit. Because I sort of drag my food apart. I don't really cut stuff.
Like a gorilla.
Yeah.
Right.
I basically use me cutlery as claws.
Oh my god.
Like pulled
2
pork.
forks, please. I've got an excavator and a JCB.
So I wouldn't want anyone else to go through the judgment I've had in recent years. So I'd teach them,
Survivor.
meant to hold it over there. I don't. But,
So that's the class done, innit?
yeah. But there's plenty, isn't there? How to make a good cup of tea. How to make a bad cup of tea. Don't do that one.
Would you do sex education?
Probably stick to curriculum on that because it's quite easy to get yourself in trouble, innit?
yeah.
Yeah. Don't do any bumming on a first date. Not polite.
We're putting another film on. Is it Matilda?
No, something a little bit different for this lesson.
It's Men in Black Men too.
Men in Black Men.
2.
You got gay porn for. That's very modern of you, isn't it?
2 birds with 1 stone. This is okay as well.
Is that a different name of
These
a film?
days.
No, would you teach?
It's so warm in here. I'm getting tears.
You teach bumming now, yeah?
Oh god.
I'd teach them that bumming is essentially a contraceptive. If you haven't got a condom, put it in an ass.
I thought you were talking about
What are you
bumming
pointing
men
at?
then. I'm so worried about getting girls pregnant. I'm
Video.
fucking Dave.
No, the video.
Oh, right.
See? And as you can tell from the video, they always like it.
Yeah. And as you can also tell, it's their first date.
And this is curriculum as well.
Look at her. She's enjoying it.
I just think teachers should stop worrying so much about Ofsted and that and just genuinely teach whatever they want and just teach the kids to just be better at life rather than Henry, a divorce beard that died, divorce beard that survived. I've never used that apart from
Every time you mention King Henry VIII.
Yeah.
I have never used it apart from
I've never used
podcast.
it in a useful way.
No, it's true.
Do you know what I mean? I've never we learnt all about the Tudors.
Yeah.
And it's like, what for?
When an old girl comes up to you on Hanover Street,
Excuse me, lad. I was the 4th queen of King Henry VIII in the Tudor era. You got 20 quid.
you weren't Jane Parr. I wish I knew who the 4th one was.
Jane Parr, was she even one?
It's Ulrika Johnson.
Let me see.
Go on. 4th king of
Henry.
4th queen. Come on, Jane Parr.
Henry V1.
Oh, it was Catherine Parr. Oh, fuck.
Catherine Parr, Catherine Howard, Anne of Cleves, Jane Seymour.
Oh!
There was a girl in our little school called Catherine Howard.
Oh, hang on, sorry. That might not be the right order. I'm sorry, Dan. Number 4, Anne of Cleves.
Anne of Cleves, big tits.
Cleavage.
Anne of Cleavage. That's why it's called cleavage,
Yeah.
because of her tits.
Yeah, it's true. She came off the boat and then travelled to the court of Henry VIII and walked in, and he went, "Rah!
Fucking set of bastards on that.
Look at the cunts on her!"
And then someone leaned in and went, lad, you can't call them that anymore.
And he chopped her head off.
Yeah, and he went, right, well, what's it? Where's she from? Cleves. Right, we'll call it cleavage.
Anne Boleyn had a bowler as well. Where that come from.
Anne Boleyn had a sixth finger.
She had no head as well.
She had a little witchy finger.
She invented 10-pin bowling.
It's been a while, hasn't it? It's been a while.
Let it hang. Let that hang in the air.
What's happening, guys? Ooh, look at your outfit. Shocking. You look horrible in that. That's a shit t-shirt, jumper, dress thing, whatever that is you've got on. What you need, lad, is a fucking t-shirt or a hoodie from haveawordpod.com. You want some official Have a Word merch? Go to haveawordpod.com and get some then, instead of wearing that fucking shite you've got on. It's horrible. You look a joke. Don't be leaving the house like that. You want a hoodie that says rat? That's what you need, lad. Go and get it. haveawordpod.com.
Are you ready for love? Yes, I am. Oh.
It's quite different to your usual Elton John impression, though.
That's better.
I love my life. I love my wife, and I love podcasting. Bit of advice, Lids. I fucking love this pod, and the Patreon is the best £3. Easy. The best £3 I spend a month. I've never emailed in, but I could do with your advice. I'm not bragging or rubbing it in for Dan, but my dick is annoyingly big. It's a size where some of the girls I've been with have felt uncomfortable, and one couldn't even do it with me because she said she was too tiny and was a bit scared. This sounds like I'm bragging, but genuinely it's not. My knob is stopping me getting laid, and it's fucking annoying. I've kept my name off this, but any advice on what you're meant to do here would be appreciated. Anon, big with the fucking weapon.
Fat women.
Next question.
Good answer.
Statistically speaking, and I've done a bit of research into this,
He has.
first hand, sometimes a second hand will get in as well.
Hey, 2 hands. It's because he's got such a fucking weapon. That's Adam. He sees the joke, sticks both hands on it.
Yeah, they're slightly wider.
I'd love to see your knob.
Do you want to see it?
I want to see it erect.
Erect.
Yeah.
I've seen it erect.
Next question. Why have you seen his dick erect?
Because I was shagging a bird and he kept knocking on the door.
Right.
True. Wasn't me. It wasn't just me. And it was... That night is a
I
story.
told this story on the first lockdown lock-in.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got a really good memory of that lock-in. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember everything from that night.
What happened was, him and my little brother kept knocking on the door to stop me having sex with this girl.
We were doing
And
him
it
a
happened
favour.
so often that I punched my little brother in the face.
With an erection.
Yeah.
Hit him with the fist or just go straight for the dick?
No.
Shut up.
No, I punched him in the face.
We were doing him a favour.
Oh, because she was wildlife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He could fuck this girl.
So.
Wildlife.
Yeah.
She were wild.
Fucking hell.
Not saying I'm a prize. None of us are prizes. You know? Anyone who's offended going, hey, you can't be talking about her like that. She was grim. But so was I at the time.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough.
I don't know if she was grim.
But that's nice, isn't it? 2 grims finding each other. That's nice.
Yeah. This is 100% true. So that night, it all kicked off. Everyone got kicked out. She stayed in mine with me.
Yeah.
And
I know what happened.
what?
You saw his erect dick. You know
don't
everything.
I don't
Carl.
even think I've ever told you this. Because I've only just really remembered it. Because I was
Was
still
it where you
drunk.
like pushed it out the door?
No.
Right.
Push it out the door.
You did didn't you tell her to like, get out?
No.
Oh.
She's grim, but she's got
Next
feelings.
day, we woke up. She'd stayed in me dad's bed because that's where it was happening. But
Like
I
Goldilocks.
didn't. I went and stayed in my own bed and just left it in there. And then the next morning, I woke her up.
She's your stepmom.
Said to me, "Oh, this is so horrible. Do you not want to come on me before I go?"
And I guarantee that you did.
Wow.
Yeah.
That young lady knew how to make the most of a bad situation, didn't she?
Yeah.
She also robbed money.
Alan!
She also robbed money.
What?
She also robbed money.
Yeah, she stole some money, didn't she? Forgot about that.
Yeah.
I got robbed.
She's
Yeah. She said to me on the way out, she was like, my purse just been robbed.
And you get fell for it again.
He's ran right down your street. And I need to buy some purple and green eyeliner. So could I have 200 quid? And I was like, do you know what? I get it.
How much did she nick?
It wasn't
It was like a
hundreds.
tenner.
It was enough
It was a
to be
note.
annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, it was noticeable, like, that tenner's gone.
Yeah. Like at a restaurant when they take the tip for themselves.
Yeah, we've put 5% service because we've been amazing and we don't trust you to pay it.
She's like, I've been fucking brilliant.
Do you not like a service charge? I love a service charge. And I'll tell you for why, Daniel. A service charge is the tip. That's what they've asked for. And if they've been decent, then they've got it. Yeah, 12.5%. Sound. That's what you want.
Right.
And you've been good. Sound. But it is optional. And if you've been a knobhead, if you've been shit service, then I get to have that really satisfactory moment to go and take that off. And I'm a generous tipper.
yeah.
Like if the service charge is none, I'll go between sort of 12 and 25%.
Mate, if there's a good enough sob story, you'll pay all sorts. We've learned that.
Like, I'm quite a generous tipper, but I like a service charge because it's like, that's what they've asked for, that's what they're getting. As long as the service has been good. But I'm quite, because I've worked in hospitality and I prided myself on being good at it. Like, I'm quite a stickler with it. If the service has been shit, I won't give you a penny. I won't leave 10p change.
It sort of makes sense because of British culture. We're not tippers. We're like, well, you've done your job. So I've paid for the food that I've had and you've done your job and you've got paid for it.
If they've done their job, then they get tipped.
In America, if you don't tip at a restaurant, if you just pay your bill and don't tip, you will get a waiter coming over going, was there a problem?
Yeah.
Because you haven't tipped and I live off tips.
And I'd respect that here. Like, if I didn't tip in a restaurant
Ask why.
and the waiter come over and went, was there a problem? I'd go, yeah, there was. You spat at me. You punched me, missus. I'm not having it.
So it's 3%. And usually I go 9.
It's offensive to tip in Japan.
Is it?
Yeah. It's like, what you give me money for? Doing my job. Like, you
Right.
do not tip.
Yeah, that's the...
So you should rob them.
It's
That's
the
better.
opposite. Yeah. You
Yeah.
haven't robbed me.
Yeah. You rob them. You don't even pay your bill.
They're
in
very
Japan.
very different culture.
In Japan, you don't even pay your bill. They get pissed off. You pay for the food. What's that for? Food.
Excuse me, can I ask a question? You didn't even spit on me.
Okay.
Why is it
Is that in
Scarface?
Japanese? Yeah, right.
Say hello to my little friend.
Say hello to my little service charge.
Say hello to the uncooked fish.
Uncle Roger. I heard it. Everyone heard it. I tip, but I understand that people in this country don't, so I get the service charge. I am too much of a pussyhole to have the confrontation of going, right, that was dog shit. Take that off. I'm the bellend who'd be like, I'll grumble about it and not do it.
It has to be shit.
Terrible.
It has to be shit, yeah. It has to be 2 stars.
I usually give about 10%. And I also, there's that point where you're like, it's really handy. If you've sort of 40 quid bill and you've got about 4 quid in your pocket, that's really handy in it. And then I'm like, I don't really want these coppers, but I want to put it in the tip. But
You can't.
I don't put coppers on the bill. I don't put coppers on the tip.
You can't put less than a 50p down.
I used to flick 5p.
Oh, no.
A 50 pence piece or above.
Oh, no. I go, if it's silver, they can have it.
No,
Bruh.
especially not.
That's bad.
I used to flick 5p's at people.
Right.
I go, you can keep that. 5p, fuck off.
What if I give you 1,000 5p's?
That's fine.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Takes a long time to flick that.
Sore
Yeah.
finger.
Like last night, the bill was £92 and I paid that on my card and I had 20 quid in cash, thanks to the whip round we had in here. And, and I gave them 20 quid because it's always great in Picardo. And the staff are lovely.
I'll just be nice, innit? What about at bars, you feel, yeah.
On a round less than a fiver, 50p. On a round above a fiver, a quid. On a round above 32 quid.
Did you used to do on your own? Do you remember that? Was
Yeah,
that
take your own.
take your own?
I
Yeah.
take a quid.
What was that?
I used to take a quid.
Yeah.
I worked
In
at
town, I'd take a quid.
St. Teresa's Catholic Club. St. Teresa's? social club or whatever. It was basically affiliated to the Catholic Church in Pemberton when we grew up. And I worked there for about 6 months. And they had very strict and your own, which was 10 pence.
Yeah.
And that was, I know everyone's like, oh, no, because you're old, Dan. This was when and your own could feasibly have been 50p. This was like the late 90s where 50p wouldn't have been ridiculous. If you were doing a bar in town, also, no one says and your own or take your own. It's a very old-fashioned thing to do. But there, you were only allowed to take 10.
It's still very, very, very common in Liverpool.
Oh, is it?
Oh, you'll hear that every second, third round.
So,
Take it on there, lad.
But in Liverpool, in a pub, it's still 20 pence.
oh, right.
And like I've seen like sort of older fellas go take your own. They've gone, you take 50p there? No, give me that back.
Do you know what's
It's
mad?
20p.
Do you know what's mad?
When a girl takes a drink, he said on your own, and I like Bacardi and Coke.
Do you have the drinks like £6.60 and they give you £7 and go take your own? You're like, yeah. What do we do here?
I
So
give
just
them all the money
change
back.
Yeah.
I give them it all and go, yeah. And they go, oh, I said take your own. I go, oh, it's just 40p. So you can have it.
Because take your own doesn't mean don't give me nothing back. And taking 20p is fucking pointless. So you may as well have it.
Yeah.
Wow.
I used to just take it. If they said take your own, I'd take a quid. Unless...
I just wouldn't say take your own to get around the fucking hassle of some 18-year-old going, what, can I have a drink? Like,
That's what it used to mean, wasn't it? Get your own drink.
right,
But it doesn't anymore because
get your own 20 pence drink.
60 quid now.
Yeah.
Right.
If I made like a big round of cocktails and they said take your own, sometimes I'd just take like a fiver. You know, if I've made like 8 cocktails and they're all different, so you've had to stand there for fucking 20 minutes making one round of drinks. And your own, lad, £5. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Oh, that's fair enough, isn't it? That's, again, it's just a percentage service charge in your head.
Yeah.
I just waited to steal.
We did that as well.
That was more fun, wasn't it? I was like, couldn't give a shit about it on your own. Tips are fine. I probably made about £7 a night in tips. But as soon as someone went, can I have 4 pints of Carlin and a Bacardi and Coke? And I went, 13, 14 quid or whatever it was at the time. And just, I've got it exactly. I was like, well, I am going to have it exactly in my pocket.
And it's people like you that are damaging the hospitality industry.
Do you know my mate Matt, when we were leaving a hotel once, we'd been on the lash somewhere, it was someone's we'd been away, and he was like, have you got everything? And I was like, yeah, and I've got my free towel. And he went, Jesus, Dan, that's the reason hotel prices are so high. And it's because his dad was a manager of a hotel. He literally did like, my dad's a hotel manager, you dick. I was like, not for the fucking Holiday Inn, you nonce. Let me just steal a towel.
I always steal towels. It's built into the price of the room. So even if he's right, and that's why the prices are so high, the prices are already that high. They're not going to lower the prices if me and you start leaving the towels.
I had a nightmare with towels. It's up to 129 quid.
I've got 11 robes.
Robes are the one I do.
Come off it.
I've got 11 robes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just to dry one dick.
I've got a few pairs of slippers that are still in the plastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And almost all of my towels are hotel towels.
A bedside lamp.
I've got so many like foot-long shoe-ons.
Yeah.
You know,
I've got a fucking trouser press and a bit of wall.
Yeah. I've got a Silent Night king-size mattress.
If you can get it off. I've got a receptionist in the basement crying.
Comes with the money in the room. Comes with part of the price.
Yeah. Got some lovely curtains.
Imagine if you stripped the room bare. It's in the price. Not bad.
Put little bottles of water in the fridge, and I left them.
I know the rules of minibars.
Oh.
Yeah. Plus, they had me credit card.
What was the question?
He's got a big dick and he doesn't know what to do.
How did you get there?
Well, if you've got a big dick, don't tip 10%. You know what I'm saying. That's all you can get in, boy. Just
ask women before you date them whether they've got a big fanny.
It's the best bet.
Yeah. How did that go? How would that go, Adam?
On a role player?
Oh, I'll play a young lady.
All right, love.
Hi.
Do you want a drink?
Is this before the date? Not on the date?
Oh, no, we're out.
Yeah,
we're
at
out.
the bar.
So why is he saying, all right, love?
It's
just northern and
flirty.
over familiar.
Right.
Do you want a bevy?
No, I'm all right. I've got one, thank you.
Are you sure? Come on, let me buy you a drink.
All right.
What do you want?
You on a boat?
Oh.
Sorry, I couldn't hear it then. I was just so...
What do you want
There's
to drink?
just something about you.
Do you want to drink?
Bacardi and Coke, please.
I'm a Bacardi and
4
Coke.
pints of Carlin as well. Should come to about 440. 1440. And your own.
Bacardi and Coke, 4 pints of Carlin, please. I'll have a rum and Coke with a little squeeze of lime, if you don't mind. Gotta have lime with your rum. You know what I mean? Yeah. Thanks, mate. Is your fanny as big as it looks like it is?
Yeah. Oh, it's big, boy.
Yeah. And you'll be able to take my dick then. Some women can't. Some women cry. But you look like you'd swallow it up with no problem whatsoever.
Hi.
Like Nunu the food hoover.
I am not enjoying the eye contact you're giving me right now.
Nunu.
Well, as much as I respect your honesty, I'm looking for a bit more romance than that, than essentially you've got a massive twat. Yeah.
Take what you can get, love.
Well,
Anyone else offered to buy you a drink tonight? Be grateful.
no one that's talked about my
Do you know what? Actually,
vagina
mate,
so
I'll have
directly.
them drinks. I'll have them drinks. She can go fuck herself. Yeah?
Well, I think you're really rude.
You can say whatever you want. I asked a legitimate question. I'm buying you a drink, which could, I'm not saying it would, I'm not assuming anything, could lead to sex. And I'm not spending the whole night talking to you if you're going to be like the last fucking dickhead who started crying because my dick was too big. You can either take it or you can't, and I need to know before I invest a few rounds in you.
Jesus Christ. Can I see the goods? I mean, it's fair to say, innit?
Yeah.
Adam points to his ankle.
Just for the record, he slightly lifted up the trouser leg of his jeans. Well, I don't know if that's ever happened to a girl, but even just pretending to be a lady at a bar, that felt fucking grim.
Yeah.
So probably
Don't do that.
No, don't do that.
No,
be nicer. He was doing it for
Get a
lols.
number and ask her on the phone so she's got the option to put the phone down.
Just show her a picture as soon as you start talking to her. Yeah. And if she goes, yeah, you go back, yeah.
There is literally, I'm trying to think of a situation where it is just trial and error, isn't it? Because no girl wants to be like, just before I buy you this second drink, can I just say, I've got an absolute weapon. What's your aircraft carrier hanger like? You know, like
I also
aircraft carrier.
Aircraft carrier
I
hanger.
mean that.
That's massive. It's a hanger for aircraft carriers.
I meant aircraft hanger. Not carrier. Oh, fucking words.
Just learn how to use it. Learn how to use your dick properly.
Yeah. It is possible. You can fuck anyone no matter how big your dick is.
Yeah.
Or do that thing that they do in porn sometimes where they like just bang in between the legs and it comes out like a little fruit bowl at the end. Beep boop, beep boop.
Don't know what you're watching, lad.
Shag.
Lube them up. Get some Millennium lube.
All of them.
All of them? What do you mean?
Whole thing. Get her all slippery.
Yeah.
And push it off the
Right.
door.
Could you make the shape of a letter O?
Like, I'm sorry, but babies come out of fannies. There's no way his dick's bigger than the average baby.
Wow. What if he's a young lad? He's a young lad just trying to find a fucking parking space for his absolute MPV.
What's that got to do with what I've just said?
Because there's a lot going on there for childbirth. Like, there's a
have
lot
an
of
epidural.
movement. There's a lot of movement.
The hips widen.
The hips don't lie. You know?
Get them to do some of that then. Get them to do some yoga before you bang them.
You can only shag birds who are in labour.
Get down the maternity ward.
Do you know, the further we go down this awful rabbit hole, I realise that what Adam said initially might be right. You're going to need some bigger ladies. It doesn't matter how tall you are. You like, if you're in a bar, just find someone who is Amazonian.
Find out what Michelle McManus is up to these days. She can't be that busy.
Poor old Michelle.
It's the only one who can shag.
One more.
One more?
Yeah, go on.
Eyelids just signed up to the Patreon, and I'm so glad I did. Can't wait for the lock-in. I just wanted to ask this question because both of you will be on different sides. Adam, how do you feel about turning 30? We talked about Adam's 30th birthday party on last week's Patreon exclusive. Oh, the lols. How do you feel about turning 30? Does it make you sad, or are you looking forward to it? Dan, how did you feel about turning 30, and how do you feel about turning 40 now? Oh no, sorry. How do you feel about turning 30 now? 10 years after. Well, I've had another milestone since then to freak me out. Love the pod. Keep up the good work. That's from Will Cooper.
I feel like I'm quite excited. Sam sort of winds me up about this every now and then. She's like, you're getting old, you. 30 and you're fucking 30.
Welcome to my podcasting life.
I just don't care. Like, I've never really cared about getting older. I'm just excited that I get to have a big party. Like, I think my 30s are going to be better than my 20s anyway.
Yeah.
Like, I just... Like, when I turned 20, I was still having to borrow bus money off my dad to go and do gigs.
Yeah.
Your 20s aren't all they're cracked up to be. You haven't figured out who you are yet. You haven't, like, got a proper, like... most people haven't got, like, a proper idea of what they want to do with their lives.
And the pressure's on because you're making choices that will affect the rest of your life.
Yeah, but without any sort of true responsibility drilled into you, yeah?
I hate that. You're like, 16, pick your fucking A-levels. 18, pick your university, pick a degree. Or do you want to work? You're like, Christ almighty. That's a lot of, like, directional stuff very early on.
I'm quite excited about turning 30. It's going to be a much better decade than my 20s were.
Were you freaked out at 20? When you turned 20, was it freaking you out that you tried uni and it not worked out, or were you sound?
No, because I genuinely just felt like I was doing the right thing. Like, I'd left uni to do stand-up, which at the time, like, was still new. So not only did I love it the way I love it now, but it was still new.
Oh, like, you love it hardcore when you start out.
Yeah,
right?
I take stuff for granted now. Do you know what I mean? Like, even after the past year, I try not to take what I do for a living for granted. But sometimes, like, I've got gigs this week for Adam Rushton. I'm doing some support for Catherine Ryan. He's put some gigs on where she's the main headline, and I've got to do half an hour before her. And they're in Swindon, Coventry, and Norwich. And I'm getting good money, and I'm dreading it. Because I've got to drive to Norwich.
Is a motherfucker to get to.
So I'm taking it for granted. Back then,
when you
I'd be like,
out,
fucking Norwich! Over to Catherine Ryan!
Oh my God.
You train it now?
I want to get home.
Oh, it was a bit too late, yeah?
Yeah.
Genuinely, you know your first relationships when you're sort of 17, 18, and the first time you fall in love with a girl, the stand-up equivalent of the first time you fall in love with stand-up is so like that. It's all or nothing. It's just emotion and great gig and fucks. You're not even like prestige gigs where you're supporting someone famous, just stage time. Or when you get a bit of cash for doing stand-up, or when you rip it and you feel every moment of it, and you go home and you're like, oh my God, that bit worked, well, that didn't quite work. It's so fun being absolutely obsessed with stand-up like that. And you're a way better comic with time, but you do lose some of that just like unbridled passion.
Appreciation and joy.
Yeah, it's excitement. Also, the hard gigs are harder. The bad gigs hit you a bit harder because you care a bit too much. But I was the same at 20. I turned 20 and I was like, I found what I want to do. Want to do this.
Yeah.
This is great. And I never suffered that thing of like, you know, the responsibility of like, what are you going to do with your life? You need to be sensible. You need savings. You need to sort out what your futures look like. I was like, oh, fuck off. I had a very good grip of, this is the time for me to fuck about. Yeah. And the fact that I'd found stand-up on top of that. And when I turned 30, I had the same feeling of like, well, you look back at what did you do with your 20s? And I was like, well, I'm still renting a flat. I haven't got a long-term girlfriend, but I've got loads of mates. I've got a decent career. I've made a living from stand-up for 10 years. I've been around the world, New Zealand, the Middle East. I've been all over, done ski gigs where they fucking paid me to go skiing and talk to some bellends in the Alps. I spent 10 years having a fucking great time.
Who was there.
So I think when you turn these milestone birthdays, it's not what's coming, because you don't know, and you're like, well, I feel good now. I'm sure it'll go fine. It's more like, well, what have I done for the last 10 years? And as long as you've enjoyed your life and you've had fun, and you've not wasted time in some terrible job that you hate, I think these milestones are easy.
I'm sorry to contradict you, but I actually do sort of... I'm not looking at the past 10 years in a way. I'm looking at what's to come. Like, for example, my mate texted me yesterday, who I was mates with growing up. He's getting married in August, and I've got a gig in, and I'm just going to pull it. And I couldn't have done that 10 years ago. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm going to message the comedy club and go, look, One of my best mates from when I was growing up is getting married. Been rearranged 3 or 4 times. It's on this date. It clashes with your gig. I'm really sorry, but I need to come out of it. I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to start like...
Is that to do with your age or is that to do with the pod doing well?
Both. It's like... I've put enough graft in with these comedy clubs that I've got enough in the bank now where I can pull favours like that. And the freedom that this gives me. My 30s is going to be well better than my 20s. I'm excited about it.
When I turned 30, I did look forward in the sense that I was like, this has been sound my 20s, but I hope when I hit 40, I've settled down a bit and I'm not, you know, snorting fucking pills at 4 a.m. Like, there was a bit of me who was like...
Yeah, you don't do that past 1:30 now, do you?
Nah, midnight. I'm not an animal. Laura, whip a tit out. I wanted to have settled down and chilled out. So again, yeah, you do look forward a little bit. But I think the panic is when you look back and go, what the fuck, where am I at with my life? I think the main thing is just make sure you're doing shit that you want to do. Like, don't get stuck in a job that you fucking hate, because 30 and then 40 will come along and you'll be like, well, I couldn't leave because I've got these responsibilities. Like, just don't waste your fucking life.
Yeah. So that's a pretty comprehensive answer to that question, isn't it?
Find Michelle McManus and stick your weapon in her.
Different person.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Sorry.
Let's have a break. Kae Kurd's today's guest. He'll be with us just after the Money Twats. What's happening, guys? Are you on board the CBD oil train yet? Whether you are or you aren't, you should head to supremecbd.uk, one of the official sponsors of the Have a Word podcast, and get yourself some premium CBD oil product. From gummy bears to the oil itself, this stuff has got a million uses. It can help with anxiety. It can help you sleep. It can help with aches and pains. It's really, really brilliant. It's been helping me and a lot of other people. Now, if you go to supremecbd.uk and use the special promo code WORD, that's WORD, you get 30% off everything you order, and they slide us a little bit of money for sending you their way. That's how sponsorship works. They sponsor the podcast, we push you their way. It's a money game, baby, but you're gonna get money off your CBD. And what's better than money off? Nothing. Go get it. supremecbd.uk. I
want to fuck Michelle Obama. That's how we're going to start this episode. Do you know what? That's one of them things that nobody's ever going to go, I want to fuck. Like, no one's going to go, I want
Kay's levels like there? He's fine.
Yeah,
you getting him? He's fine. Good, yeah.
Nobody's ever going to go, I want to fuck Carrie Simmons. Like, do you know?
Carrie Simmons?
Boris Johnson's wife.
She's not bad.
Yeah, but like...
She's not bad, Carrie. I mean,
regardless, nobody ever came out on a stand-up set and going, Cherie Blair.
Oh dear. She looked
I'd
like
fuck Cherie Blair.
She looked like she'd just been fucked. She had that face like, oh God, what was that?
We talk about this quite a lot.
Oh, it's very easy to see why the show is very close to cancellation.
It's only ever been close once, and that was one very specific group of people.
And that wasn't Cherie Blair.
No. We talk about this a lot. I'd fuck most famous people just to be able to tell you I've done it.
She is
you tell a
fucking
story
ugly, though.
What?
She is fucking ugly.
Yeah, she looks like a skull.
Back in the day, though, you can't judge her now, can you? Back in the early 80s when she was a socialist activist, then
just Google Cherie Blair.
Oh no,
at
she was.
prom.
Yeah.
Cherie Blair.
Cherie Blair at prom. That's cutting it fine, isn't it? But no, the Tories are all by far the most horny group. Like, they were fucking back in the 80s. Like, Edwina Curry and John Major were getting it on, innit?
Oh, what a horrible.
Yeah, when they go into sex clubs and
Yeah,
wearing
they were
Nazi
doing-
uniforms, spanking bowels.
Oh!
But if I was a landowning aristocrat, I'd want to fuck like that. Like, I own fucking land, inherited wealth. Let's spank a working class woman. Yeah, I'd be into it. You want on a normal sex with your wife called fucking Marjorie? Oh, fuck that. You want to get nasty in a basement in Chelsea.
They are the horniest people, but you can't imagine them being the best at it. No. Like Matt Hancock. Did you see the way Matt Hancock grabbed the bum in it? Like, it didn't feel convincing. No. Like, his bum grabbing technique. Like, if you could,
there was no sound on the video, was there? So I felt like on the sound, she went, grab me ass.
Yeah. He's like,
I forgot. Got a bum there.
Yeah, exactly. It felt like he'd read a manual on how to kiss and have sex.
And this is when I'm going to grope you just a little.
Have you seen? He does look a bit robotic. So yeah, everything he was doing was like.
Yeah, old white guy's not known for being particularly sexy, eh? Like, is that fair?
Why do you think that is, though?
Why do you think like white men aren't seen as like sexual?
What white Tory cabinet ministers?
No white Tory cabinet
I
ministers.
mean, they love to fuck, but they're not well known for
Nobody
it.
Nobody ever goes, ooh, I want someone pale, short, and
Do you know what?
handsome.
If you'd have given me all the money in the world to bet on when we would do the old white men body positivity podcast, I didn't think it was when you were coming in.
Tories love to fuck too.
Do you know what? Like,
Tory dicks matter.
because you always tell me I hate fat people, and no, I'm here to say,
You don't hate fat people. You just disgusted by the idea of being one, aren't you?
well, I was one.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
So then I
and
was
you
like,
hate that
and
guy.
I ain't going back. I ain't going back to that motherfucking time, man.
You
No, I'm not
dress
going back.
how I wish I could dress. Do you know what I mean?
You can with
You can't- I
with
can't.
a calorie limit of 18,000 calories.
Adam cannot wear a Raptors
See,
vest.
you know you're talking about like...
No.
See, you're talking about like old white Tory ministers. You can bring that down to short white scousers who are
Yeah.
a bit chubby. You wear that and you look like you might be into basketball.
I am.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly. I know you are. You look like you're like, yeah, I'm into basketball. Of course, I can wear a basketball top.
yeah.
If I wear that, it looks like it was sent to me in a box by people who have got more money than me.
What do you mean?
Like,
I mean, like
Are you
an
sort of
Oxfam
saying, like-
donation style thing.
Oh, right.
It
Like he
looks
was
like
one
a
of the-
hand-me-down to me.
Like a
doesn't it?
Tory minister who wants to fuck you.
are you saying you're the Make-A-Wish? Like,
I
kind
can't wait. Like,
Oh, let's buy him a basketball top.
Let's make him a shoebox. Shoebox appeal.
Let's make it. Can we do the next episode? Next time Kay's in, when you go for round, when we do round two,
Yeah.
well, I'll remember and we'll
I love
all
how
wear basketball
optimistic he is
tops.
about this one. Like, no, this feels like it's got a round 2 in this.
It's already. I mean, we're only at 4 minutes in, but
haven't even
this shit needs a
introduced him,
sequel.
man.
We don't need to. He started with "I want to bang a Michelle Obama." That's as much
You need to
introduction.
press the button and
All right, okay.
Yeah, they didn't even.
Adam, do you want to do it?
Kae Kurd's here, ladies and gentlemen.
Former fat man. Sorry.
Is this where I hear Kane Brown going, "Shut the fuck up, brethren"?
Don't chat to me.
Have you seen that clip?
Have we seen that clip?
No, because you know sometimes like people just put clips. I don't know where that's from. But like that one, the first time, because that was like back on World Star Hip Hop days, innit? Like
Yeah.
it went viral, and it was like, why do English people use Jamaican words? Like, you know, in the comments and stuff like that. It was
Right.
It was, but Kane is so pissed because he didn't know anything about social media back then, so he didn't know
Yeah.
how to capitalize off.
I
that.
think whatever views it's on, we must account for about 30,000 of them because
Your pussy look like colander.
oh
No, it's not hot dog
facial
juice.
piercing. You look like a fucking colander.
You got fumes coming off your poom poom. You look like a petrol station.
So do you,
Upset me.
so do you know what? Yeah, I used to gig with Kane. He used to MC at this.
Because you started on the black circuit,
Yeah, I
didn't you?
started on the black circuit. Yeah,
So did I.
like.
In Preston.
But I've got,
It was just me and Black Phil.
I went with Phil. Well in, lad.
how's he doing?
He's doing really well.
That's not making the episode.
It is.
Oh, it absolutely fucking is.
So yeah, no, he used to MC at this night where I live in Streatham, and it's called The Hideaway. And every Sunday they'd have like a black comedy night in there, and he'd be MCing, and like Kane would just be roofing it every week as an MC
Yeah.
to the point where like acts couldn't follow him.
He's the Black Peter Kay.
Yeah, but-
That's the Peter Kay stories from The Frog. You can't have him compare. He's too good.
yeah, so it was literally like you're like, oh fuck, Kane's just done 10 minutes, roofed it, and then someone's coming on and going, so like, do you know what I mean? It's like you can't do material after he's just blown away the room just doing crowd work. Like,
What's
it's just-
the black version of garlic bread? Rice and peas
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
in harmony. Rice and peas.
Have you not seen it?
Black Peter
future.
Kay would be. If you know, like there's people that do tribute acts. If someone did the Black Peter Kay, do you ever remember when?
But this is the thing, like I thought all comedians started on the black circuit. So like I've got it in my special where I thought like Kevin Bridges and them lot started on the black circuit. Like I genuinely thought that when I started comedy, I was like, this is where it is. It's Richard Blackwood and Michael McIntyre. They're in the same room. So like I had like these images of like fucking like Kevin Bridges going, we don't have rice and peas. You can't deep fried my spars. Like, do you know what I mean? Like walking into a room.
Upset me, nasty bitch.
What's on your fucking lip? You look like a colander. Big man.
And I thought, like John Bishop, innit? I thought, because they do that, don't they? Nigerians.
I think that's one of his bits.
They do that.
It's one of mine.
It's from. I think you've just described our podcast.
Fucking will be tonight. Sign that out of the frog.
I'm after some new material. Have you seen Adam Rowe's bit about Nigerians? Very good.
Ooh, this is fun. What's that? Is that you in space?
A what?
That mug. What's the picture of you?
Oh, that's Dan dressed as Mother Teresa, obviously. How did you know?
Oh, it looked like you were trying to go into space. Oh, come guzzling whore. All right, fine.
Yeah, that's a present from Adam's girlfriend. And that's how we knew she is aight. What is it with the black...
Hurry up. Hurry up.
That wasn't... If I'd have pluralised that one syllable word, that would have been a problematic start to a conversation. What is it with the black comedy scene's inability to develop posters that don't look fucking dreadful? Every time I see promo for the Urban Comedy Night, I'm like, oh my God. It's like they can't see past UK Garage in 2003.
No, so do you know what? I mean, this is...
You shouldn't have
You should have
a
brought
smoke effect
you should have
on a
brought-
promo poster.
I mean, you should have brought this up with Dane Baptiste. You'd have been like very...
No, he was trying to bring down the Illuminati. Talking to you is way more lighthearted.
So like, do you know what it is? I think a lot of the promoters used to promote club nights.
Yeah.
So they used to promote club
Right,
nights
right,
and
right.
music nights and stuff. So they're like, yo, basically, man, we'll just do a poster and then boom.
Yeah,
Sell
they
out
do.
the show.
Do you know,
Like,
it is exactly that, and I
Yeah.
know it's that, and I can tell you why, because there's a poster from a gig I ran at Mosquito in Liverpool. So there's a little nightclub in Liverpool, and you did it for me once, and it was you and Steve Harris on the same night. It was a Wednesday night. It was like 100 quid each. The budget was like 300 quid.
Perfectly fine for a Wednesday.
Yeah, and Mosquito Liverpool comedy.
Oh, is this? Oh, wow! You lot have got like the screen. This is like proper Joe Rogan, isn't it? Jamie, bring up the picture.
You might be able to find it on my Facebook profile.
That's not the poster, is it? Some guy lying on the bar. That's it. That's actually.
Yeah.
Can we next time we do a live show and we have to do some promo, basketball tops, smoke effect.
Introducing Adam Rowe.
Yeah, the
Mosquito
Mosquito comedy night poster is just me, but it's very that.
Right.
Nah, I mean,
I think I can see it in my head.
Yeah.
You're very front
And then
centre.
have a word live on a knuckle duster. Yeah.
But I've said this before. I've said it to you. I think like Scousers move like ethnic minorities.
yeah.
So like where you guys were like, fuck that, don't want to go to London and do your shows, just make our own scene.
Yeah.
And it was pretty much the same thing with like the black comedy scene as well. They were just like, well, if you're not going to have us in your clubs, we'll just make our own fucking comedy clubs.
Yeah.
You're not going to book us on a weekend, we'll hire it on a Wednesday.
Or a Sunday. Like, yeah.
Where does that urban, because it's London, I imagine, massively so, and then what, few in Birmingham, few in Manchester?
You get a lot in Birmingham.
Like, there's not a black comedy night in Stockton upon Tees,
No,
is there?
there
Right.
isn't. Or like, mind you, I did a black comedy night in Stoke-on-Trent once, and the kebab shop was in the club.
What?
Yeah, the kebab shop was like a nightclub that they turned into a comedy night that night, and there was like a kebab shop in the fucking like, and it said halal on it, which blew my mind. I was like, nothing about this place is halal, bro.
Nothing about Stoke is halal. And they're pretty proud of that.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're sitting here, it's halal, brother. It's fine. It's like, and you're like, there's alcohol right there, bro. Like it's not halal, is it?
This spoons is
Snorting
halal.
lines of cocaine, down in bottles of Siddoch. How was this meat cooked, lad?
How's she being fingered? She better be halal.
Oh my god.
Can you finger in a halal way? Can you finger in a halal way?
Don't ask me this, because this is not an area. This is not an area where I'm willing for this to go on the internet. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Clip it off.
look, like you know, like, let's be, I mean, you know.
This is not on you, Kay. You don't have to be professional and steer us out of Stoke.
No,
I can hear what you're doing. You're like, guys,
Let me just say this. The group that you're trying to make jokes about notoriously don't take jokes well. Right?
I have heard about that.
So in order for there not to be a fatwa against this podcast, I think we should move on.
Think of the press.
It will be you two and Salman Rushdie, like, in some of them together. He's the guy that he's an author.
You know who Salman Rushdie is.
Yeah.
He's like,
The name.
Yeah, you know his face.
He pissed off like the Muslim version of disabled Twitter. Yeah. We fucked off disability Twitter. He fucked off the Ayatollah. So it's similar. Similar. They have activists.
Yeah, he wrote some novels and basically, like, he pissed off, I think it was the Iranian regime or something, and then they put out a fatwa against him. So, like,
What's that?
Yeah.
What's that mean?
You're allowed to kill him.
Yeah, basically. It's sort
You
of
get-
like
you
you
get
put
a
a price
pass.
on your send. Yeah, it's like just imagine like the Godfather going, "Hey, he's gonna sleep with the fishes,"
Right.
but in like
So it's like a bounty.
Farsi, like
Yeah.
Sound.
It's like a legal killing, innit?
Well, they sanction it as in, do you know what? Like, if you kill him, we won't do anything to you. But it's
but,
if like,
but if you kill him in West London where he's hiding, I don't think it is a legal killing.
I've got a pass.
but like these guys like claim to it, like, do you know what I mean? They're like holy people in it to a lot of these. To a lot of their believers and followers and whatever, so they're like
Higher authority, innit?
Yeah, so they're like, oh well, like it'll be the equivalent of like the Pope said it's okay to kill him, like God won't punish you for it.
Yeah.
Right.
That kind of thing.
And he lives. He lives
and dies.
He went to Cardinal Heedon and he's taken that. Hey, you've got 3 points on your license for speeding. Not from the fucking Pope, I haven't. I've got it from Merseyside Police, not the Vatican.
John Paul said my brakes are good enough for me to go 90.
Listen, I might have 3 points on my license, but I'm going heaven. So
yeah. I'm
who's
getting
the
there
real
quick.
winner in life? Is this how it's meant to start, or about?
No, this is
No,
exactly.
you started it fun. You
All
start.
right, cool.
I love it when people bring the energy that you
Well,
brought.
this is it. Yeah, this is it. I just thought, fuck it, let's record. This is that. But honestly, guys, thanks for having me, man. This is.
Oh, it's quality. I've never met you before.
This is. I've always heard about like Dan. I've always heard about you. People
All
are
right,
always
all
like,
right.
yeah, he's like the fucking best comic in the country.
Yeah.
Well, it's usually in a northern accent, but like, yeah,
Up in North, they're wearing shoes. And the few cunts that have got microphones are all right. I didn't gig in London for ages because at the start of my career,
Why would you? Shithole.
there was paid work in the Northwest
agree.
if you could literally dress yourself. When I started out in 2003, he's got trousers, 80 quid on a Wednesday, easy. And then everyone was like, yeah, London's just a
Doner
fucking...
kebab.
It's a
Doner
bum, a
kebab.
bum fight. Don't bother with it. So I never gigged in London for ages, and I've occasionally done like the boat show and Covent Garden.
The boat's really nice.
But there's loads of London acts that I know the names of, and basically working with him and doing this.
Yeah.
I've got to. I feel like people know about me a bit more.
But do you need to in this day and age? This is what I always tell people. If you guys reach so many more people than you would do gigging in a room full of 200 people on a Saturday.
Yeah, I don't
Do you know what I
know.
mean?
It's definitely.
Yeah,
it's not.
I had
it's
someone
not
come
that
up
we're
to
not
me.
going to gig. It's
Literally,
just-
I had someone come up to me in up the creek on Tuesday, going, "You should have a word." I was like, "I'm there on Friday." So like, that's how far your podcast reaches in terms of reach. Do you see where I'm coming from? Like how many times would you have to gig in London before people stop referring to you as the guy that was on second or the guy that was on third?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely a lot. The game's changing, innit?
Yeah.
You, me, this podcast, there's a lot of younger comics who are sort of already on board with that and the fact that it is changing. And there's still a few older comics who are like, no, it'll come back. And it'll be fine. I'll do Nottingham Jonglers. They're going to relaunch. I'll do that. I'll do that for
I think the scary thing for those guys is going to be, because now the perception, and some of them aren't accepting it, is that your live shows, your live circuit work or whatever, that's the job. And then, you've got a little internet thing on the side. I mean, I don't, but I know a lot of these do.
Yeah, and
the scary day for them is when they realise that the internet is the main thing.
Yeah.
And the live stuff is the side thing.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone did more content than you online in the last year. On Twitter, anyway.
Probably Munya Chihuahua.
But you were there.
I was trying to hammer it, man. Like I was
Our
hammering.
first
content,
lockdown, we were all a lot more productive than at any other point in our life.
I was literally like first lockdown hit, and I was like, I'm useless to society. Like, I had that feeling where I was like, there is nothing I can do. Like, and it was like, there was no gig to look forward to. It was just like, so I might as well start making videos. So like, it was literally that. Like, otherwise I'd have gone insane, bruv. I was just like, let me just fucking bang out these videos. Otherwise, like, yeah, I'm going to lose it. Like, there's only so many times I could take the dog for a walk. But do you know what I found most funny about that whole experience was when comics were like, oh, fuck YouTubers, fuck streaming, all of that sort of stuff for ages, innit? And then the pandemic hit and it was like, does anybody know an app for subtitling? Do you know what I mean? It's like, no, you've got to fucking do it. What do you mean? I have to pay for Adobe? It's like, you're willing to pay 10 grand for a fucking Edinburgh run.
When a comic literally said to me, how much are you spending on podcast equipment? And then, what would it be, a year later in the middle of the pandemic, Amazon ran out of these.
Yeah.
Because the whole industry went, fuck me, I need to do a
And
podcast.
we've got 2.
Yeah.
Just one spare, not even using it. Like, it's just there.
It's
just there.
on that calendar.
Yeah. Just literally there. Do you know what I mean?
Just to stop one competitor.
Just some other guy in like Widnes. Like, do you know what I mean?
Stockpiling fucking roadcasters. Have you heard about Adam and Dan? They've got 48 of the cunts.
We could
stopping
do that,
everyone
though. We
doing
could spend a month's Patreon money on roadcasters and then just triple the price of them and sell them on.
But do you know what you guys did well though? Like a lot of people will start a podcast and they're like, oh yeah, here it is, it's me. And it's just them in there. Like, you guys were like, do you know what? If we're going to do this, let's fucking do this properly. There's going to be a studio. There's going to be I mean, we're like, whereas
We were already doing that before the pandemic.
100%, yeah.
So we had a head start, a big head start.
Yeah.
Like, people have said, oh, it's great that you started this in the pandemic. You're like, nope, we'd done 13, 20.
But it had a different name, didn't it? It was sort of like,
So we did one episode of Dan's podcast, which was called the Hack Radio Pod.
oh yeah, that's what I
bombed.
thought you meant. Yeah, that one. Yeah.
That we only did one episode of that together because that was
okay,
his.
okay.
And then after that, he asked me to do a podcast together, and I was like, absolutely. But like, you sort of know what I'm like.
Yeah.
He knows better than anyone I'm like. So
Yeah.
if I want to do something, I run with it. So Dan was literally like, should we do a podcast together? And I went,
And you're like, I'm here every week. If it's at 4, I'm here at 3:30.
It was great.
Let's fucking
we
get
literally
it done,
picked the name, and then like 2 days later, I sent him a picture. I was like, I've got the hoodies printed. Here's the ads.
It's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, but that's what you need to do. So you guys smashed it, man. Like,
But with the coming out of the pandemic, my career is completely different than going into it. Yours must be the same. Like,
I get
Michael
recognized
Spicer,
once a day now.
Yeah.
And
there's people
that
who've
never
used
happened
that you can't go and gig. There's people that have used it to go, well, I'm going to do something. Nigel Ung is another one.
Oh, man.
Michael Spicer, like Alistair
Nigel
Green.
Ung has had the fucking most meteoric rise I've ever fucking seen in my life. Like, it was just like, everyone was just like, oh yeah, like, okay, no, yeah, Nigel's a great comic, whatever. And then all of a sudden it was like, fucking hell, he's famous.
A graft. And it's a simple thing, isn't it, that he's done well, but it's just the graft.
Yeah, if you bang.
Are you all right?
First, then you said the graph. You knocked the T off, which I'm just saying.
Yeah, I thought you said graph, as in like, if you look at the graph,
Graft.
the
graph.
the hard work. I wasn't being racist
You
on
fucking
purpose.
were on accident.
I
Put
honestly.
the graph in.
What is graphic? What's the slang for graphing?
I don't know, but he's making it feel racist.
What is? Am I missing something? This is what.
If you were to do, right, an offensive
Okay.
Uncle Roger accent,
This is
and you
rich coming
said
from in.
he put the graft in, how would you say the word graft? He put the graph in.
Hiya!
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
The graph.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're good at that.
There you go. Yeah, you've got to get it very accurate so it's not racist.
Yeah.
So I learned very early on.
Or-
like, you try doing a Jamaican accent in a room full of Jamaicans. If you don't get it accurate pretty quickly, they'll tell you about it. So
What? Because you do voices, you do accents. Where's the Jamaicans not easy to fuck with?
no, don't fuck with
Because famously we've talked about it in the podcast. You go to Newcastle. I started out gigging in Newcastle, and if anyone was from anywhere like even remotely exotic, like south of Peterborough, and they bothered to learn a local area name and could do a half decent Geordie accent, Geordies were like, fucking quality. He knows. He's done the research, like. That's fucking amazing. How do you know about fucking Durham? and they were dead impressed. But then you go to Liverpool, try and do a Liverpool accent, and everyone's like, that's not it, is it?
No, it's got to be great.
It's impossible.
It's got to be phenomenal. Like Milo McCabe's.
Milo or Alfie, that's it.
Reginald Hunter walked on stage, obviously huge black guy from Atlanta, walked on stage at the Heiner in Newcastle. Hey, I'm not from round here. I'm from Middlesbrough. And they didn't stop laughing for 9 minutes straight. Like, he didn't do an accent, just knew the name of Middlesbrough and was a black American. They're like, yeah, he's fucking not. I'll fucking bet he's not. Yeah, Dave, he's not from Tayside, is he? That's a joke. Fucking got a map out, done some research. Fucking turned up.
Why
So Jamaicans not good to
don't fuck with Jamaica. And also, I think like
I don't fuck with Jamaicans, Kay.
no, there's like
I don't.
you just don't. And then there's okay, so when people do a quote unquote African accent, a lot of the time it's madly disrespectful. It's
Shit.
like especially when you
Oh dear.
Oh shit.
especially
Oh my god.
oh here we go fucking hell. Yeah, no, but it's like because there's like variations of it. There's different accents in Africa that like if you get those right, like people go, oh my god, he fucking knows. Whereas like if you just do the
You do the hack racist African.
yeah, then you're not. No one's impressed in the crowd.
You're gonna need to delete some episodes.
Yeah.
All right. And
But what if?
and some of the first section from today.
But what if I do my attempt at a Ghanaian accent?
Okay.
And it's just shit. But I'm not saying it's an African accent. I'm saying it's meant to be Ghanaian. Can't I just be shit at accents?
So, but it depends on the context and how you're delivering it, right? So if you're like, this is my attempt at a Ghanaian accent, and I know it's going to be shit, and like if you tell them, they'll,
Yeah.
like if you tell them, and plus you're already funny, so you smash about 6 minutes first, and then go,
Where's
I'm going to attempt.
Where's
this.
the Ghanaian comedy night that you're going to perform to mainly Ghanaians?
Do you want to do a black comedy night?
Yes.
Oh, he does.
I want to come as well. Bring 2 white friends.
I could try and get you in touch next time you're in London or whatever. Yeah, try and get
Oh,
you
no,
on
not
one.
that.
Well, I was supposed to do one, and it was
wanna
cancelled
do
by
one in
the
Stockton.
pandemic. I hate when I forget someone's name who I actually really like. Mr.
C.
Mr. C.
Yeah. Brilliant. Yeah, brilliant guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he had me booked for some of his stuff.
Yeah, they're great. Oh, they're great. But the thing is, like, you know where you do an all right gig, right, somewhere, and you're like, I didn't smash, but the crowd enjoyed it, right?
Yeah.
There's none of that at black gigs, in it. Like on the urban circuit, like or the black circuit, like there's no middle of the road. I did all right. You either die or you're smashing it. Like
So this is proper London, like, because I've done one at the Frog and Bucket in Manchester
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was an urban comedy
Yeah.
night, and I was the token
Yeah,
white
yeah.
in the middle. And I don't think that was proper urban comedy.
No.
Because, you know, like, when they're like, the NFL are playing at London, at Wembley, you're like, that's not a proper NFL crowd,
No,
is it?
of course,
It
100%,
looks
yeah.
a bit like it.
it's got the
but it's
branding.
Not the
like,
same
do you know
as
what I mean?
being
Yeah,
like...
there's the flags. People are wearing the kits, but
Yeah.
really,
And that's how it felt. I'd like to do a proper South London.
Yeah. Like, trust me, man. I reckon you'd smash it anyway, because the worst thing you could do is come in there trying to be someone else, like, which is what a lot of people would try and do. Like, I'm not gonna name the comic, but there was one time, right? If you bleep it out, I'll probably
I'll bleep
say
it out.
Yeah,
I'll bleep it out. I promise I'll bleep it out.
Right? Okay, so like, and then
I'll cover your mouth. You don't need.
right? So we're doing this gig, right? And then he's just like, he's coming out like really cocky. No, I'm just up. Okay, bleep that name out as well. I'm opening and whatever, and it's just like, and like, he's just sort of like, yeah, like really cocky about the whole incident. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna smash this room kind of thing and whatever.
And that's not what he's like normally.
No, but it was just,
He is.
yeah, no.
No, he is.
Yeah, he is. But like, it was just like, you know, when you're like way too overconfident, and like another act was there and was like, have you ever played in front of a crowd like this before? And he was like, no. And she's like, have you done your research? Do you know what you're going to say? And he's like, I'll just do my own stuff. I'll be fine, kind of thing. But first joke, he said something, I don't know. It was something like really offensive. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you know, like the worst stereotype you can imagine. But it was that bad, I don't even remember.
About-
Yeah, about black people.
Black
innit?
people.
And then it was just like,
Hey, that's probably misunderstanding the gig booking, isn't it? You know, when
Bro.
you're like, well, it's a black comedy night, so I'll do the black jokes.
let me
I've
tell
got.
you, yeah, he walked off stage all the way to the exit and back to the stage. Didn't say hello to anybody, didn't say goodbye to anybody. Even the promoter was like, oh, where is he? I've got his money for him. Like, it's like, nah, he's fucked off, bruv. Like, it was one of those things where
Climb out the window, bad.
Yeah. Like it was honestly like, you know, when you hear someone going, like in the crowd, like when you can hear someone like at the punchline kiss their teeth at your joke, you're just like.
So so this is your tip to us. We're going to be coming.
Be yourself.
Just do your set proper. Don't be like.
Yeah, be yourself, and it's just like.
Just be self-aware. Play.
Yeah.
It's like
what,
doing.
Exactly. Like it's
play
like
the room, don't you?
Exactly.
You play the frog different, and you even played the slaughterhouse or
like when you're
anyway.
like, it's just like when you're in. It's like you said, when you're in Newcastle, you might do a joke where you've researched it or whatever just to fit in, kind of thing.
You go,
and then you
Rob
go
Reg the Hunter's bit. Right? I'm not from round here.
And do it in his
I'm
voice.
from Croydon.
I'm not from round here. I'm from Lesotho.
But
I'm intrigued.
no, it'll be you. I reckon you two will both smash.
My Patreon dar is tinging so much that I'm like, Patreon exclusive. Adam and Dan, road trip to South London. I want to do it, mate. I want to do it.
It'd be great.
Kay can be our guide. Like, shut up. Don't do that. No. Hey, no. That's not.
Chef.
Fuck. Shut.
I want to eat Caribbean food.
Rice and peas. I said rice and peas, not lightly.
Oh,
Is there a window
because
anywhere
I call
near?
it plantain and you guys call it plantain. Is that true?
You're putting the plant in. Plant in. Sounds wrong to me, that, but you do you.
Oh my God. So don't do the Black Peter Kay thing. All right, cool.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
It's good to learn, isn't
It
it?
would be fun to see you guys there, though. I reckon. I know I've seen you. You smash it. It's fine. Like, but yeah, there's certain people where I look at and go, nah, you're not gonna.
Mate, of course you smash it. We'd have a better time doing an urban comedy night than playing to a bunch of fucking Tories.
100%.
Tories know how to laugh, though.
No, they don't.
I would much rather. All right, okay. Look, okay. Would you rather play to a bunch of Tories or a bunch of people that, you know, purple hair, like, do you know what I'm talking
Goths.
about? Yeah.
Vegans.
That kind of like really left wing. Everything is offensive.
Oh, actually. Oh, you mean
So-
like uber liberal left wing?
Yeah. That kind of like where it's just like, well, actually, I feel like
I'd rather gig to them knowing that I'm going down in flames. Do you know what I mean?
Can you imagine the Tories like, Adam, we loved your
See,
comedy.
the Tories, I feel like
well, your scouts are in it, so I
they're
suppose,
so
yeah,
reserved
yeah.
though. Like in my head, I'm not.
No, you
talking-
say that. No, but like, no, go to. I had to do what? I had to do one of those festivals where David Cameron goes with his family, right? And
Is it on the River Thames?
no, it's
Henley
in,
on Thames.
I've done the Henley Festival.
I've done that, and I absolutely fucking volleyed it. And I'll tell you why. Right? And I love this guy. This is no disrespect to him. I think he's fucking brilliant. He's hilarious. But he ate the biggest bag of dicks I've ever seen in my entire life. Yeah. You know, Andy Field.
Yeah.
Have you seen Andy Field?
Yeah.
He's fucking unbelievable. He's sort of like stoner, really skinny, weird. Looks like could easily be in that left wing audience.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like
corduroy, that kind of thing.
Like
Yeah.
he's got this joke about like, and I'm gonna butcher it a bit, and I apologize if he's like, oh, but I know he's put this out on social media where he's like, his favorite footballer is Kevin Lasagna because he's an Italian man who sounds like he got caught at the Italian border, panicked and went, Kevin, I need to make it as Italian as. It's that sort of humor.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I love it, and he kills 99% of the times I've seen him.
Died.
Henley
It's the
Festival.
biggest preface to a story I've ever seen.
Every single
He does
person.
charity work. He's adopted some orphans. One of the nicest people
blokes.
ever, however, sucked a bag of dicks.
They were all in like black tie, like they're all like suited, booted, top and tails, and they hated them. And he was literally on stage. We had to do half an hour each because it's a festival where it's a festival where everyone does an hour, but they have a few up and coming guys who do half an hour each.
Yeah.
So the tent's full, like full, and he goes on, and he's about 5-6 minutes in, and they've just gone no. And then at one point, like 11 minutes in, someone went, "You're ruining it. You're ruining our evening." Right?
That's such a polite heckle, though.
It's devastating.
Yeah.
But he keeps looking at me. And also, I had my camera with me, and he asked me to film his set. I sent him the footage of it as well. Because he was like, I'm going to put that out. That's hilarious. Like, he won't be bothered.
He took it well.
Yeah. But he kept looking at me going, fuck, you know. And then he was looking at the others going, I've got to do my half an hour or I don't get paid. Yeah. Here's another one. And then towards the end, he was just talking about how much they hated him. He's like, I can't bring myself to hate you guys, but you really don't like me, do you?
Yeah.
Like, towards the end.
It looks like a
Wilderness
festival.
That's the one I did, yeah. It was
the Henley, is it called the Henley Festival?
I think so, yeah.
It looks, if you just take away all of the punters visually, looks like a festival. There's a main stage and there's like the pop-up tents and there's grass in it. And then once you see them milling around, it is like, I've never been to one of these, but like a Tory top Illuminati fundraiser, all the women in ball gowns. And this is how I knew it was different. As we were leaving, you know, at the entrance of a festival, there's like a drop-off point. There might be like a minibus, a taxi, and then someone's dad who's waiting for his 17-year-old daughter and her mates to pick them up. There was like 2 Rolls Royces and a Bentley and some chauffeurs just milling around. Yeah. It was the weirdest thing of like, this looks like a festival that's just been taken over by the poshest cunts ever.
Do you like performing at festivals though?
Not that one.
See, I definitely benefited that night from not being him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like you get that sometimes, don't you? And I've definitely had people follow me and have that benefit where the audience have hated me. And the next guy goes on and they're like, well, at least it's not that guy. We can get on board with this.
Yeah.
But because of that, I feel like a Tory gig, I think I'd be fine at, but I think I'd just hate it. I'd hate that they sort of liked me, and I'd hate that they didn't proper let themselves go. Because they like, in my head, Tory gigs are small little villages in England where they're like, that's quite good.
Yeah, but would you want that or the people that are offended on other people's behalf?
Them. Because
no, I can't stand them.
Because I'd enjoy watching them hate me.
Okay, I suppose you get that, but yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm a bit sadistic with it.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't get to tell you
See,
this.
I'm still in that insecure where I want them to love me. So, do you know what I mean?
Same here, but if you play into the uber liberal fucking pink head, you might as well do Black Peter Kay and really lean in.
Do you know why I don't like festivals, right? It's the idea, because I came to this country as a refugee, and those things just feel like refugee camps with music.
Yeah. Was there no music at the camps?
No. We never stayed in one, innit? But like, it's like...
What is that question?
Me trying to explain it to my parents, like, I'm going to a festival. They're just like, that's what we try to keep you away from. Kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's no toilet, there's no running water, but on the upside, there's lots of alcohol and music. Like, do you know what I mean? It doesn't...
Yeah, you've really got to get Google Maps out when you're trying to get to the Isle of Wight festival, haven't you? Because if you fuck up and you're in Calais, like, where's the main stage?
If I lose my passport, it's fucked out here, bruv. They're looking at me like, yeah, right, you English, fuck off back to Calais, you prick.
What country were you born in? I don't think I've ever asked you that.
So, I was born in, technically, Iran.
Technically Iran.
Yeah.
And you say that because your ethnic heritage is Kurdish.
Yeah, so I'm Kurdish. So Kurds are spread between Iraq, Iran, Turkey, and Syria. So after the breakup of the Ottoman Empire, because states are a relatively new invention. Like the idea of countries didn't really exist especially in the Middle East up until the 20s. So there was a treaty that mandated that there would be a Kurdish state, and then there was another treaty 2 years after that which didn't allow it to happen. So you've got a bunch of Kurdish people living in 4 separate countries in that area in the middle of all of it. So when my parents were part of the resistance that fought against Saddam Hussein, so in 88, when that broke down and Saddam was gassing Kurds and whatever, doing his campaign of genocide, they had to flee to one of the Kurdish cities in Iran, which is where I was born. Like, yeah, so...
And I would still rather play there than the Henley Festival.
They like you.
Just be yourself.
Just be yourself. What you need to do is get the accent accurate.
How's your Kurdish, Dan? Not good.
But yeah, so yeah, that's where I was technically. So I've got an Iranian birth certificate. Which is what I'm like, like it's fucked. When
Do you feel no affiliation to Iran? Like
no. But when I try to get into America, like on an ESTA, I get rejected even before I press submit. Like
you hover the mouse over and it goes no.
It goes, sorry, buddy, not happening.
The computer just plays a call to prayer. It's really.
It just plays the Star Spangled Banner like 20 times, going, "You're not fucking coming." But no, it's like, because it's literally like, have you visited Iraq, Iran, wherever in the last 10 years? And it's like, well, yeah, I went back to visit my family. So then that's like, already bad. And it's like, oh, what religion are you? And it's like, well, yeah, I'm Muslim. Okay, well, that's it. So they just look at everything and I've never seen an email come back so quickly.
Yeah, you thought it was an out of office.
Exactly. Bro, I literally pressed it and they didn't even bother taking the money out. You know when you pay for the extra minute? They didn't even bother. They were just like, do you know what? Keep that. Hold that, my guy. It was just like, I was in a hotel room as well the last time I was doing it, and I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'm gonna go LA, bro. And it was like, no, you're not.
Have you never been to America then?
No, I have, but it was
Yeah, I thought you
after
had.
Trump came in.
Yeah.
You know when they tightened up all the rules and stuff? Yeah, it's not happening.
When they got extra racist.
Yeah, when they just it's not happening, bruv. But it's so weird because then they'll be like, the Kurds are our allies. So what I'd have to do is I know a lot of my Kurdish mates that when they've had to just go to the American embassy, do an interview, and they're like, oh, you're Kurdish. All right, cool. Here's your visa, kind of thing.
Are you going to try and go back now that the Democrats are back in?
Fuck knows, man. At this point, I'll go to fucking Great Yarmouth if I can. Do you know what I mean? As long as there's a bit of sun, I'll go anywhere at the moment.
But I know how ambitious you are as well.
Yeah.
So have you not got sort of ideals on expanding your comedy career into the States?
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah.
Hopefully, yeah. Getting a work visa first. That'll be the key. What about yourself?
Oh, just get a fucking holiday visa and tell no one nothing.
Oh my God. The first time I ever went to America, I was in Miami. And it was an African American lady that was at the border control. And American border control is fucking frightening, bruv.
Yeah.
Right, where they're like, what are you here for? What is the nature of your visit? All of that sort of shit. And it's especially hard when, and she's looking at my name and she's like, where are you from? And I was like, England. And she's like, no, where are you from? And I'm like,
Oh, she did the from.
And I'm like, and I'm explaining to her, and it's like, oh yeah, my parents left, and we were fleeing Saddam Hussein. We got rid of him for you, boo boo. Stop my passport and was like, welcome to America. I was like, oh, thanks, lady.
Oh my God.
You went to Canada though, didn't you? You went to Toronto.
You're allowed Canada. You can go in Canada.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
They don't give a fuck for that, please.
Cut down the league table and then more welcoming. Get the fuck over.
Anyone, come, please. Canada's nice though. It's like a mixture between America and London. Well, Toronto is anyway.
Yeah.
Toronto's like...
the Raptors are my team that I sort of just picked for no reason a few years ago.
Yeah.
I've got quite a bit of Raptors gear. We had early on in the podcast, we had a few people write in because I've got a few bits of Raptors gear, like a jacket, I've got a Raptors hat, and I've got a lot of D-squared stuff as well, which has also got the Canadian flag on. And we got a few messages in the shutdown daily area of the pod where we were doing it via Zoom.
Yeah.
People writing in going, is Adam Canadian or something? Because he wears a lot of Canadian shite.
Yeah.
They read into way too much. Like, oh, Dan's wearing Hoonigans things. Is he a bit of a car fan? They're like, no, I saw a hat online that liked. I'm
just waiting for the day where they because it's gonna happen. It's bound to happen. 3 white guys on a podcast, right? Where they say you guys are a gateway to the alt-right. I'm just waiting for that to happen.
No, that's why we get you on.
Close the gate.
Okay, just mind that door there, lad.
It's like whenever we do something racially...
Join us next week when Andrew Lawrence is joining us for...
Genuinely, when Dane retweets one of our fucking videos, you're like, woo! Dane says it's all right.
Why has he blocked you?
I don't know.
I talked over that. Andrew Lawrence has blocked you.
Yeah, he blocked me. He blocked me years ago.
He blocked me years ago and then unblocked me.
Yeah, I was just like, but I literally one day someone, when you tweet something and it's like this tweet is unavailable and I press it and it was like, oh, you're blocked. I was like, oh,
yeah. Just you like that.
Yeah.
George Galloway's blocked me, and I've
really,
and I've never interacted with him. Well, I must have, but I can't remember.
I feel like he's got quite a good instinct there, to be fair.
He tagged me in something once, right? And I was like, why have you tagged me in this? Like something from his show. And he's just like, oh, we're just big fans. And I was like, but why are you just tagging
George
me?
Galloway?
Yeah, if random shit.
Mate, he is quite the orator, man. Whether you believe in his brand of politics, and I know he's an antagonist and everything, but he I used to listen to. Do
You know, like his cat impression.
Matt yeah. Such a shame that his career will be boiled down to him being a prick on Celebrity Big Brother. Do you remember Matt Ford, who's gone on to be a really successful political? So he started out in and around the same time as me. We've shared a flat in Edinburgh and whatnot.
I thought you were going to say he started around the same time as Galloway. Like, they were both doing the clubs together, but he's sort of weird into politics. I've
got a bit about the PLO. And I listened to his TalkSport show. You know when you're like, I'm not going to enjoy this, I'm just waiting for 40 to come on. Yeah. Fucking George Galloway, it was so listenable. Like, he would be an amazing guest on here.
Amazing.
Yeah, he needs to block me first.
Yeah, I don't know what you've done to George Galloway, but
he's got a show on RT, doesn't he?
Right.
And that's sort of like, once you're on RT, it's sort of like, well,
you've gone.
You've sort of like given up on any sort of mainstream success.
The GB news of its day.
Right.
It's not really GB news. It's Russia Today.
Yeah.
So it does what it says on the tin, innit?
Yeah.
But you get like people that were famous in the 90s, like on there, they've got their own show, and you're like,
yeah,
what, really?
Like Canadian immigration, they let more people on.
Yeah. But it's like, hold on, like you used to be on Channel 4. What are you doing here? And it's like,
what's Beppe the Marco doing on this?
Beppe? Not Beppe. What? Beppe. Beppe. Scousers. Beppe. Like.
Do you have an interval?
Yes.
Shall we have a little tiny break?
It's so fucking hot in here, bruv.
Here's some bellends that give us money to talk about them. What's happening, guys? It's sponsor time, as always, and this week it's parcelstation.co.uk. If you work for or run a company that likes to send some shite to your customers, you might be able to save a little bit of money on your parcel costs via parcelstation.co.uk. They're a parcel management company, and they work with some of the biggest e-commerce places in the world, like Amazon and eBay. And they've also got contracts with all the biggest delivery companies, like Hermes, if you want your parcels lashed on the fucking roof, that is, DPD, Yodel. They've got contracts with everyone. And if you want to save a little bit of money on your company's parcel costs, go to their website, parcelstation.co.uk/have a word, and see what they can do for you. They might be able to save you a little bit of dough. They've even worked with one of our biggest sponsors, one of our longest serving sponsors, beer52.com. They're a great company. They're fans and supporters of the podcast. So if you are looking to get some parcels sent on a business level, go and support them. They support us. That's how adverts work. We appreciate you. Now let's get back to the episode.
You ready?
What is your pronoun?
Final section. I am them and they.
Hey, genuine. Hey.
Hey.
Oh.
Don't pick this to clip.
Right, listen.
I was just fucking around, yeah.
So,
Yes.
I've been on TikTok a lot, right? And
great app.
every now and then,
Amazing app, TikTok.
I'll click on someone's profile,
Right.
and it'll be like, you know, they make funny videos, or maybe they make sexy dances.
14,
One of the two.
follow.
Because I got a pretty face, small face, and a big butt.
And with the whole pronoun thing, right, I'm sort of like, I don't care enough to argue about it with anyone. If someone
Neither do
goes,
I, yeah.
will you call me they and them?
Sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
right?
fine.
This girl has got her pronouns in her bio, which a lot of people are doing now.
Yeah.
Right.
You could do it on Instagram.
I say girl.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Them.
It said, my pronouns are she/them.
Yeah.
No. You're fucking with the English language now, and that's, I can't abide that. I can't plot, no.
It's she and her, innit? You can have they and them. But you can't mix and match. It's not.
That's like having Coke and Diet Coke in the same glass.
Yeah.
Awful.
You can't. It's not a fucking Boots 3 for 2 deal where you can just pick whichever ones you want. Like,
He works for TikTok, so he's saying fuck all.
No. I think I get when people say that at times they feel like a woman and at times they don't know what they feel like or whatever, and so they want to be referred to as different pronouns at different points depending on how they're feeling.
that's not that though.
I understand that, but where it's just like,
Because that would be sometimes
Yeah.
I'm she, sometimes I'm they.
Yeah.
When I'm she, I'm her. When I'm they, I'm them. She's saying she's always she and them.
yeah, that's confusing. Yeah, I can
Yeah.
imagine.
That's pronouns
Bollocks!
pick a mix, innit? That's not on.
Pronouns pick and mix.
That's not good.
That'd be a good sketch.
Shall we do some questions?
Chappelle Show. That would have been on there.
Hiya, lids. This is from Dan Johnson. Go to. Imagine this. You're on one of your tour shows and sat front and centre is...
Wait. Imagine you're on a tour show. just imagine that.
Dream! In Stoke. What's happening, white people?
Is the chicken halal?
Imagine. Fuck you off. Imagine this. You're on one of your tour shows.
How did I not mention this before? Sorry. Last time I went on holiday, right? Not last time. When I went on holiday in Tenerife,
Yeah.
right? At breakfast, they had a thing called halal bacon.
Yeah, it's turkey.
It was turkey.
Yeah. It's just
Like-
turkey.
Yeah, halal bacon. Didn't call it turkey bacon.
Yeah.
Halal bacon, not mate.
Yeah.
Where were you on holiday?
Tenerife.
All right. That's very forward thinking of Tenerife.
It is, to be fair. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's the George and the Dragon. We do halal bacon.
Things have fucking changed. Don't get me going on pronouns, though.
Imagine this.
Hey, hang on.
Imagine this! Imagine this!
All right.
You're on a tour show. Anyone? Good.
I'll be mad that like.
Imagine. Tenerife. You're on a tour show in Tenerife. Go fuck yourself.
Tenerife Comedy Festival.
I'm not having it. And sat front and centre is who? If you could have anyone in the world come to see your tour show and sit in the front row, who would it be and why?
Priscilla Presley.
Also, side note, if this is someone that would fuck up your performance, would it make you nervous? For me, if Steven Gerrard was sat there, I'm not going to be able to breathe properly. Nice one, Dan J. So,
Any footballer that was famous that you really liked when you were a kid, basically will fuck. Like, I don't get starstruck by anybody, but like
Footballers.
like old footballers that when I was like younger. Yeah, not the ones now, like whatever, but like when you were young.
yeah, it's hard to get too giddy about men that are younger than you, isn't it? Clip that off.
Oh,
is everyone
Jadon Sancho.
Why is everyone ignored that Adam said Priscilla
Because he's
Presley?
being a silly person.
I'm not.
What?
Her dad's the fucking king.
Right. She's like
proper
a
with
dad.
this shit.
She's like a 60-year-old woman. She looks like
Wednesday
a fat
Addams.
Sherry Blair.
That's her ex-husband.
She looks like
not her
Wednesday
dad.
Addams.
What?
Priscilla's his ex-husband.
Oh, what's his daughter's name?
Priscilla's
Stacey.
the ex-husband, right?
Stacey.
Ex-wife.
Elvis.
Stephen.
It's not Stephen.
It's Stephen Presley.
Elvis' daughter is
Oh shit. She was
Lisa
Marie.
Marie.
Yeah, the one who married Michael Jackson.
Yeah. Well,
That'd be fucking great to have her in. Her dad's Elvis and she shagged Michael Jackson.
What about Steve McManaman if he was in the front row?
I fucking think he's a
fucking
bellend.
hate him.
Oh, is it?
He's
Okay.
a gobshite.
He'd be an awful.
Jason McAteer.
Yeah,
He's
I'd be
always by
excited about
ours.
that.
He's always in the ears.
Do you know what?
Steve McManaman, and we don't do much footy chat on this for,
Yeah,
for
okay, here we
very
go.
deliberate reasons. Steve McManaman, whenever he's commentating on a match, sounds like he hates football.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The thing with Liverpool is like they're not even kicking it hard enough. They're just not. They're passing it to each other, but it's not hard enough. And I don't like how they're passing it. And his boots aren't fucking very nice. And he's playing shite. And they've scored 6-0 now, but they're still shit. He's a dickhead. Does me head in.
His. Steve McManaman. I once had. It's so funny because I haven't thought about this for fucking ages, and then you said footballers from the past. I had Kevin Kilban and Shay Given in the front row of a corporate, like a round
Shitting
table.
yourself, innit?
You know who got me this gig, and he's done it a few times.
Was it for the Irish national team?
It was Justin Morehouse. As obviously, like, he's the king of northern corporates. If you want a large northern man to shout about the Scottish at your corporate event, Justin Morehouse is the guy that everyone rings. And then they go, maybe get another lad on, Justin. I mean, we'll pay him 1/4 of what you're paying him, but it'll still be 4 times what he's getting anywhere else that weekend. So I've been one of the acts that he's brought along, and they didn't go well. It was worse that Kevin Kilban and Shay Given were in the front row.
Yeah,
if it'd just been a sea of faces, like a sea of
People you
dads,
don't know.
you'd be
People you
like,
don't
yeah,
know,
these
yeah.
don't like me. Do you know who disliked me even more? Kevin Kilban's wife really didn't like me.
She's notoriously a bit of a bitch.
Yeah, she can be.
Are you actually saying that, or is that just? I was like, you know what it is, yeah. You can't tell, like, so sometimes about him. Like, he's like, no, keep it there. I'm like, okay, cool, like, yeah.
Here she is.
Do you remember the face? She fucking
Oh,
hates you.
Laura Kilban.
Do you know who I wouldn't mind gigging in front of and just
hated
absolutely
it.
fucking smashing it? Rory Delap. Fucking hated him when he was a player.
Literally only doing 90s to early noughties footballers.
Yeah.
He was an awful audience member. Hell of a throw-in.
Yeah, like great throw-ins, but fucking hated
One
him.
of my favourite
When he
moments.
volleyed something at the stage, he really came.
One of my favourite moments in Premier League history was when he was playing for Stoke, and Stoke's biggest weapon was a throw-in near the box.
Yeah.
And the goalkeeper deliberately kicked it out for a corner rather than concede a throw-in. Do you remember it?
I remember that.
He's like, you know when the keeper rushes sort of out to the left or the right of his box?
Yeah.
Because they're like trying to stop it go for a goal kick. He did that, then was getting pressed by Stoke, and he was like, not getting them a throw-in. Fucking kicked him behind his own goal, give them a corner.
If you don't follow football, this guy that played for Stoke worked out how to throw a ball in literally twice as hard as anyone in Premier League history. Yeah. And it was a menace, wasn't it?
Read that DM. When I was sat opposite you in the crowd at Liverpool, you did smell sensual. So just whoever that is, I don't want them in the front row next time.
When I sat directly opposite you in the front row in Liverpool, you definitely had a sensual smell. Someone said you've got a sensual smell.
Yeah.
Isn't that
I think you just wanted to let everyone know you smell nice, Dick.
Hang on.
No, you definitely don't want someone visibly sniffing you from the
But that's
front
what I'm
row.
saying, bruv. Like, that's mental. I think
Isn't directly opposite the other end of the fucking stadium?
stadium.
Did you say at the Liverpool match?
No, it was a Liverpool
He
gig.
was on stage.
Oh,
He's a comedian.
Sorry.
He's on stage sometimes. The front row.
Did you think someone was sniffing him from the centenary stand?
Tim?
Fucking moron.
the nose of a Rottweiler, like.
I think the only things that would sort of fuck you up on the front row are, like you say, a footballer or a comedian that you put in sort of the GOAT status.
Oh my God, Chris Rock or
Yeah.
Chappelle, man.
Then they're not
You almost
bothered.
had him.
How distracted would you be if Bill Burr was just like, checking his phone? When I know he wouldn't.
Dude, what are you doing? You think that's comedy?
Oh, that'd be so bad. Or an amazingly attractive woman, like
No, I'd be trying to smash it so hard.
Elvis Presley, Stephen Presley, Lisa Marie,
Stephen Presley. Yeah.
Laura Ashley. What?
I've asked for girls' numbers while I've been on stage.
Oh, come on, you dirtbag.
I have.
Has it worked?
Yes. Yeah.
K is going to
Very
K.
well.
You.
K is gonna K.
Yeah, player's going to play. K is going to
Oh.
K.
Jeez. I mean, that
you
sort of
dabbed for
sounds
that,
more.
did you?
That sort of sounds more racist. like, there was another K involved in there. I left pretty quickly.
How have you asked for a girl? Come on. I mean, joshing around, or you?
No, I've been genuine. Like, it will be smaller gigs though, and it was just like you're talking around, and it's like, so like, she'll be laughing or whatever, and you're like, raw, like, hey, bro, you look, hey, put your number in.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a
as
bit though. It's a bit.
Yeah, it's like and then like you do it to someone that's actually proper
Right.
nice. Yeah, sometimes they'll say no, and then afterwards they'll be like, oh, I feel bad. Here's my number.
How
And then-
devastating would you be if she put a number in, you're like, I'm going to text her, but then you went to WhatsApp her and it was just someone else in the picture.
No, I mean like it is what it is, isn't it? Sometimes it's just a bit, like Dan said, but like it's when it pays off, it pays off.
I'd love to try it just like you do it. If I just did that.
Raw.
What are you saying? What voice you doing? Shut up. I'm in South London. I'm doing an urban gig. That's an away leg.
But you're right. It was more.
Rise,
It was more of a bit, but then like it can be fun.
Yeah, it's like the young comics, single comics who accidentally, very on purpose, have got a bit about they're not good with the ladies. I'm not even that good at the sex. I'm single. I'm trying to find love, which is basically a little
Shag
advert
me.
for please.
You're
toot my
sort
cock.
of the opposite of that.
Yeah.
Because for as long as I've known you, you've sort of been perennially single, but by choice.
Yeah.
And you're sort of like on stage like, yeah, I'll fuck you in the fucking pussy, though.
No, I don't say that. I've never said that. There's nothing in my set.
Do you open with that? Is that
There's nothing in my set like that.
Yeah, nah, go on.
That's a good line.
It smells sensual.
Right. I think,
I can smell you from the away bit.
in fact, you probably
You got
picked up.
fumes coming off your pom pom. It smells sensual.
In fact, you've probably done more at Comedy Club than I have.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
With the staff at a Comedy Club.
No, you're a dirtbag. You're a dirtbag.
Don't try to throw me under the bus. I'll throw you right back.
This turned into a bus station real quick.
In you go, kid. You've definitely played with the audience more than me.
Nah.
You are.
See, there's a class of comic. There's people that got girls before comedy. There's those comics, and there's those that didn't.
Which are you in?
Probably the former.
You got girls before comedy.
Yeah. Like, I didn't need comedy to be like, hey, here's something interesting about me. And I didn't need to, you know, those guys that,
I didn't need it, but it helped.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, the blue tick helps. Do you know what I mean? Honestly. Do you know those comics that used to do this shit where they'd be like, and I live with I live with two flatmates, which I like to call mum and dad. Like, when they do that fucking, do you know when you're like, what is this shit that you're doing? Like, how does that add to the joke? Oh.
In my head, it was Brennan.
Say his name.
In my head, that was Brennan. That literally looked like Brennan for a sec.
Oh, gotta tell you something. Brennan Rees has told and convinced Freddie Quinn that Brennan is going on Love Island next week.
Oh my God.
And he said to Freddie...
Oh, those TikToks of Freddie watching Love Island are going to be fucking amazing.
he said to Freddie, don't tell anyone, right? But then I didn't know he'd said to Freddie, don't tell anyone. Freddie last night messaged me and went, guess who's going on Love Island next week?
Freddie's such a gossiping bitch.
It's one of your mates, have a guess who it is. So I just screenshotted it immediately and sent it to Brennan.
Is it Adam Staunton?
Yeah, so Freddie's 100% convinced.
Oh, that's amazing.
Alex Boardman.
Do you know what? There's very few...
Alex going on Love Island.
Yeah. Fucking hell, shit, this.
I'd fucking love a smash you two.
The funniest
Can I
moment,
double this with
the
Leeds?
funniest moment was when I was in a hot water and Alex was there and he was all like, Prince Abdi is Stormzy's cousin. And I was like, he's not Stormzy's cousin. He's like, no, honest, that's what Prince Abdi told me. And I'm like, Prince Abdi's having you on there. I was like, oh,
I wish I was one of the comics that someone could make a lie up about me to going on Love Island. Like that. That's how
I
you know
believe you were
Brennan
going
is...
on like the weakest link.
No, no.
What a fucking gossip.
I'd see you on The Chase.
Do
Do you know who's going to be on The Chase? with
Antiques
Paul Sinner?
Roadshow? What, your first birthday present?
With my dick.
There was a comedian on the Black Axel, and one day I saw him on Homes Under the Hammer. It was literally just there. I was like, fuck, that's Axel. He's doing it. Homes Under the... And that's sort of like, imagine the reaction I'd have with you. Like, it'd be like, oh, shit, he's on Flog It. Here's this Roadcaster Pro from 2019.
Yeah. We've got 47 of the cunts. We need one.
I was genuinely thinking about going on the Antiques Roadshow a few years ago because I've got 9 super rare Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
Still?
Yeah.
What ones?
They're called like the Neo collection. They're worth
Send
a few
them to
hundred-
Gary
like,
V.
A few $100 each.
And who do you think on the Antiques Roadshow would be the expert that was involved in Pokemon cards?
Not
You
the
know-
Antiques Roadshow, sorry.
Right.
Dickinson's Real Deal. That's what I wants to go.
Okay.
I'll give you 25 grand.
I always get him mixed up with that other guy, Engelbert Humperdinck.
Yeah. You know, I get it
That
mixed up
definitely
with.
can't be
The
his
other
real
fake
name, by the
tan
way.
nonce. Yeah.
Do you know who I genuinely got him mixed up with once? Rigobert's Song.
They look nothing alike.
Yeah. They played for Liverpool at
Fucking
completely
hell.
different fucking eras.
The
He was
amount
a great
of niche,
holding midfielder.
the amount of niche in that story is unbelievable.
Yeah, so people are watching it. Who the fuck's Rigobert Song?
Also,
Not with that accent or not.
If they're from Woodness, maybe.
Played next to Steven Gerrard.
Rigobert's Song and Engelbert Humperdinck. Just, it's the Bert bit. Bert. Rigobert's Engelbert.
So wait, what was the question again?
Engelbert Humperdinck's a
What's the dilemma
singer.
we're solving?
It don't matter. Next one.
Engelbert Humperdinck's a singer. Song.
Do you want to do some have a words?
Some other words.
That's what we named the podcast for, isn't it?
Okay, people write in and they want us to have a word with the mates on their behalf. You get it? That's the thing. That's the title feature.
Roger. Don't do that.
Have a words. Jack Tanny says, Lids, can you have a word with my missus? She isn't happy about me watching porn and gets jealous at even the mention of it. She basically thinks of it as cheating, and it's fucking not. What I get up to while she's out is nothing to do with her. She's actually sound and I love her and all that, but this is starting to cause issues. Have a word.
I think it's more.
Anti-porn.
I think it's more like cheating if he uses his memory, because at least that's women he's being with.
Yeah.
It's more cheating to
That-
wank
that's
over your
true.
ex than over porn.
But also, like, if he doesn't watch, like, him watching porn's a bit harmless, innit? Because it's either that or he goes out and actually does it.
I don't think they're the only two options.
No, but like, do you know what I mean? He's trying to suppress his, he wants the fact that he wants to go out there and sleep with different people.
So what about the argument?
It's VR for him, innit?
But what about the argument that if you go too far down these rabbit holes, and I might be speaking from experience.
Yeah.
You go down this thing of like, oh, it's just a fantasy, just into it online. But then, you up the ante every time and you're more detached from the reality of like sex with your missus.
Yeah.
I can almost, some days I finish cracking one out and I'm like, how did we come this far down this road?
Babe,
like,
can I dress up as a plumber tonight?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I just saw this thing. Can I dress up as a plumber tonight?
And I can almost see, although I'm dead against girls who are like, you can't do this. You're like, it's like the thought police. But I can see how there might be a little bit of like, if you go too far down the online porn,
but it's like too much
route,
of everything is a bad thing. I think porn in general can be quite damaging. But if is he watching it like every fucking minute of the day or?
I think he should just be watching porn that is more boring than the sex he has with his missus.
Oh,
that's a great idea.
My God.
Yeah, like
what is the point
VHS
of
porn? VHS porn.
So that he still wants to have sex with his missus. So he needs to sit down with her and give her a form and get her to write down everything she's willing to do and then only watch stuff that's more vanilla than that. So if she'll take it in the arse, just go one lower than anal.
What about porn stars that are only older than his missus?
Right. That's pretty niche, though.
He might be into that.
Pretty niche. Okay. I reckon if you're going vanilla, it's got to be, what's the standard, like 25 years old. Right down.
That's what I'm saying, VHS, innit? All the old VHS ones that they've turned into.
My best mate, and I won't name him because he gets touchy about stuff, but we described what you know when you're chatting about porn with your mates, and I was like, oh, I'm really getting into whatever, and he was like, oh, I was like, you could see he was visibly like, whoa. I was like, what are you into? And he's like, when like a guy and a girl are naked and have sex. I was like, okay, you're fucking crazy. He just liked standard, normal, straight down the fucking line, bonking, and nothing else.
That's wild, yeah.
I think I'm onto something. I think he should
just
find the porn star that looks the most like his wife, but a bit uglier, and then watch her just have like missionary sex with a man who looks a bit sad, and then every time he gets to fuck her, it'll be like fucking Christmas.
Sad porn.
But hold on, or maybe just
this isn't love.
Or maybe just watch it while your wife's out and say you've stopped.
Just lie.
Yeah.
Like,
just lie.
Just lie.
Jack, she sounds like a future fucking menace, doesn't she? Like we can talk about the ins and outs of like her watching. Being annoyed about
but hold on. Where is he watching porn? Where is he watching porn that she knows about it?
It says.
Oh, hang on. He's got a projector in the back garden. It's going right onto the wall.
I watch it against the side of her face when she's waking up in the morning. That's the problem, innit?
That's the issue.
I watch it at her mum and dad's anniversary dinner. Oh, yeah.
Fucking
that will.
twat.
Some girlfriends are weird about that.
Yeah. Can't believe you missed that first time you read it.
We're the mains. I watch tranny porn when I want. So yeah, when she's out, but she's being fucking controlling.
But
you don't want to go.
Why are you admitting that you watch it in the first place?
Right, so you're just saying lie.
Just lie. Lie through your teeth, bro.
Lie.
Lie. Is this the camera? You lie, bro. What are you talking about? Just
private window, bro.
Incognito tab. Just say, yeah, stop doing that, babes. Yeah, do your thing. I love you.
Yeah, the incognito tab.
I do think lying does solve most relationship problems.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just don't be whacking it
just
off.
Shaggy it.
Yeah. This is a public episode.
Didn't do it.
This is a public episode.
She doesn't watch it.
All right, great.
I didn't do it.
Also, how many minutes is this in?
Like, love that Shaggy song. Didn't do it.
Found your comrade on the couch. I didn't.
So
do
one
it.
of my
Johnny Awesome.
So basically, a guy that I know, he's a PT. Should I say his name?
No.
His name makes it funnier. Though.
If you say it.
Fuck off. Helen Rogerson.
I swear to you, I'll show you his Instagram later. Yeah. So he was. You could bleep it though for the people, but like
you're doing a lot of bleeping on Kae's command.
Don't worry about it.
Do you know what it was? Yeah. He got onto like Tinder and whatever, and he's married in a relationship or whatever. Yeah. his wife finds out about it because his wife's friend is single and's on Tinder and like lives in their area. Like how he thought he wouldn't get caught is fucking beyond me, right? This man looks straight into his wife's face and goes, "It's not me." Like the pictures there, he's like, "It's not me," and he's going, "It's not." But these are photos that are only in your phone, and he's like, "It's not me," and he got out of it.
Yeah. Do you know? I wonder how much that works. We basically had one of our favourite guests, she's not been on for ages, Steph Johnson, tell a incredibly sordid tale about a guy who got caught red fucking handed, and his missus reacted in a similar way. It's just went, "Oh, he said he didn't." You're like, he definitely did. There's proof.
Darren Brown could do that fucking boss, couldn't he? He could smash that.
Like, but imagine that just going
Darren Brown's
like
that's
straight into eyes. It
It's
wasn't
Frank
me.
Bruno.
It's not me. I know those are like my pictures. It's not me.
Yeah. It's tragic that there are women who are like, "Oh, he said it 4 times." I don't think anyone would lie to my face 4 times.
Yeah.
Go on your phone and let me search your apps. Tinder. There it is. It is you. Like, it's so easy to
Let
check.
me search for that. Has actually been melted down accidentally.
I think he had an Android though, so it's bare hard to find out how to do that, right? Have you ever? I like the other day I tried to get an audience member's phone off of them in a crowd, and I was like, "Fucking hell, how'd you use this shit?"
Can't get in a Samsung.
Yeah, like it was like 3 buttons at the bottom. I couldn't.
I honestly think the phone is a big giveaway. If you've got a burner phone, you're up to fucking something. You're selling weed or fucking a neighbour.
No, 100%. But I just generally think like, I mean, no disrespect to you, but like anybody with an Android phone, I always think like you lot into some dark shit.
There is a comic that we all know. Everyone sat in this room right now knows this comic, and he's an absolute menace for being a cheating little scumbag.
He's got an Android in it.
What?
He's got an Android phone in it.
I'm not sure, but he has got 2
100%
phones,
has.
and one of them,
I know.
All the skullduggery is done on the Android. 100%.
one of them's his work phone, and in the work phone, every girl in it is saved under a comic's name, and that girl is from wherever the comic's from. So you'll be in his phone.
Oh, there is some pen girl
Dan
called Adam
Nightingale.
Rowe right now in his phone.
He will have Dan Nightingale saved, and it's a girl from like Preston.
Yeah.
Adam Rowe, girl from Liverpool.
I've seen it.
Or
Who is this?
his dick gets excited when he sees Mike Bubbins. Oh, that bird in Cardiff. Oh, that's fucking that is so much.
Prince Abdi.
So much better.
It's horrible.
There's a lane on TikTok at the moment of people showing videos of like a partner with the phone, and they're like, "Babe, why is Pizza Hut ringing?
Oh, yeah,
why
yeah,
is Pizza Hut
yeah, yeah.
video calling you?" And the
FaceTiming
answer
you,
is
yeah, yeah.
some like bird.
Hello?
Yeah.
It's horrible.
They're never going to be honest with like, "Oh my God, Mike
And I've
Bubbins
asked
is
him,
video calling."
He's like, "Look, this is just who I am. Like, I know, like, it's not necessarily like traditionally acceptable, and I know that a lot of people think it's wrong." And I was like, "But like, what if you found out she's like kissed one man once, and he's like, be over."
Imagine if he's sleeping with them, but he's also thinking about the comic that he's named her as.
Oh my God.
So he's with the girl from Preston, and he's thinking about Dan. Oh. His closer. Oh.
You can be the absolute fanny rat of the century. You're not allowed to do that and then just ruin someone's life at home. Oh yeah. And I know there's like, I've been a dirtbag when I was younger, but I wasn't in a marriage or I didn't have kids or a fucking house with someone.
Never cheated.
You haven't?
No, never cheated.
Right. Yeah, I was I can't hold that. I definitely cheated when I was young.
Yeah.
But to be going to literally have a fucking A to Z with places that you can get banged while you've got a family is
that's horrible. One of my friends, no, it was not my friend, it was a friend of a friend. He basically he would cheat and whatever with his on his girlfriend, and then one day his girlfriend like was texting somebody else, and he's like, "What did I do to deserve this blood?" It's like
On death row.
You've been cheating on her every weekend. What did I do to deserve this blood?
I think comics when they're like staying away, I just think maybe it's different now.
Saddest.
Social media, everyone's got Wi-Fi, everyone's got 4G at minimum. Now it's difficult to have an affair, but back in the day, especially when you were at a gig and there was like a shared flat, and it was like, oh, this is so much better when we're in a Premier Inn and I don't have to see these skanks that are being brought back.
Especially if you had the stage name, because then they couldn't even find you in the phone book.
Oh yeah, if the taxman can't catch you cheating, your missus hasn't got any chance. I stayed at the Hyena flat in Newcastle, and a well-known black headliner from the circuit was...
Wait. Who travels that far on his black? There's like 3 comics.
Right.
The Black Geordies.
Like,
And I
there's
worked
only
with him
about
that
3
weekend.
comics that travel further than Manchester.
Right. Well, this was one of them. And oh my days, on the Friday and the Saturday night, the fucking women that got brought back post-gig, they'd not been for drinks.
I thought you were going to say they'd not been fed. They'd not been clothed.
Honestly, the level...
Tramps. He brought tramps in.
It was a booty
There was
call.
like a stag of big issues somewhere.
A booty call so bad that you'd expect it to be a Claxons fan with one tit down here, like,
Oh, lad, I've lost me fucking purse.
absolutely skanky. But if he's not married, fair play.
Yeah,
If he's got a-
100%.
you know.
Yeah. If you're not married, do what you like. But he's married, and he's doing that.
No, he wasn't.
Oh, okay.
No, he's just shagging about.
But yeah, the porn thing. Just tell her to shut up.
Fucking get over it.
Just lie. Like, fuck
And that's how relationships work, isn't it? Just go, shut up, and then she will.
Yeah,
She'll
will.
just...
And if she
or
doesn't,
hold on, left field, make your own porn.
Right?
Nice.
that's a fucking great idea. If I can't watch it, suck my dick and let me film it.
There is nothing I would like to see less than my form from that angle. I'm like, we are... You know when you take a selfie, you're like, going to have to redo that. We'd end up filming 19 porn
Do you know what I'm
scenes.
just imagining, yeah? Like, and I'm sorry, like, I'm imagining you naked, but just with the hat still on.
Oh, yeah.
The
yeah,
headphones.
I bang with the headphones.
It's like when Joel Dommett got caught wanking on camera and he still had the beanie on. He was like completely naked and he still had the beanie
Literally,
on.
I'd rather watch Joel Dommett wanking than see me shagging. You'd be happy though, would you?
What?
Would you film
Watching
yourself?
yourself
You're saying, would you film
doing porn?
yourself?
It'd have to be POV thing. I'd have to put like a GoPro on.
Wait. There's like a call sheet for you.
You go mountain biking or shagging with a torch.
He's treating it like a proper shoot. Like,
Studio lighting
I'm going fucking potholing.
in Croatia.
with a helmet with a GoPro.
Would you have the head one or the chest one, or would you have a bollock cam?
I think I'd have one on my head, one on each arm.
Have a GoPro on your bollocks. Can't have a GoPro slapping off her fucking arse.
Just hearing.
Just repeatedly.
Zooming in and out for bumhole.
Fucking hell. Someone's headbutting a starfish.
You just hear, zzz, zzz, you know when it's zooming in and out.
French guy in the corner filming it. Zzz, zzz, zzz.
Right, I know we've been recording a long time because my ears are hurting.
Right, okay.
Is that fair? Is that a fair?
Yeah.
One more.
But Adam, that's what you say every time. It's a bit.
One more. Go on, I'm not here every day. Yeah. Do one more.
Do one more.
Hi, Liz. Can you please have a word with my wife, Louise? We're both avid listeners and watchers. £10 Patreons. You got me.
Hang on, £10 each, or are they a £10
as a
Patreon and they
household,
share
innit?
it?
Probably £10 as a household, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you're allowed to be a £10 household, aren't you?
Yeah, there you go. Whoa, well done.
You got me through the wank lockdown, so cheers. Right, she's developed a stupid fucking obsession with houseplants. These fucking things are turning up all over the house, and it's actually got to the point where I get in the shower and there's 3 fucking plants in there because apparently it's good for them. The kids are now shouting at me regularly, Dad, can you come up and move the plants out of the bath? One's recently cropped up at the side of my bed in the kids' room as apparently it's good for air quality, which is bollocks, I think. It's a fucking plant. Can you have a word with her as the house is slowly starting to look like a shit version of Jumanji? I've told her if any more plants appear, I'll probably end up sticking her under the patio with some nice potted plants on it for decoration. Wow, I hadn't read that bit. And that was a murder threat out of nowhere. So can I just tell you before I read...
A Brookside made this as well.
Before I end the email, Jamie
Fucking
B.
yo, that's a reference.
When I do the prep, I'm like, oh, that's about shagging. That's a shaggy one. And in my head, I was like, oh, this is a bit more light-hearted. Oh, no, he's threatened to kill her.
Is that from Jimmy Corkill?
Yeah.
If your missus has any other stupid quirks, let me know and assure me I'm not alone. Best regards, Jamie
No, you
B.
can't threaten to murder your wife and then go, if your missus has any weird quirks, let me know and I'll be round to help you out.
Always puts the towel on the fucking floor, and that's why I broke
But
her
hold on,
collarbone.
he's just mad that like his house, she's trying to make the house nice.
Well, that's subjective, isn't it? Because loads of houseplants is not necessarily
Well,
making
there was
the
a
house
line in there.
nice.
There was a line in there where it goes, "It's good for the air quality," which I think is bollocks. I mean, scientifically,
Really?
it is good.
How
for
much
the air.
CO2 is a small yucca dealing with? You know, like I don't know.
However many plants there is, there's going to be a lot more oxygen in that room.
Yeah.
innit? Like so, that's just scientific.
The more the merrier.
Yeah,
If anything, yeah.
Yeah, go and sleep in the greenhouse then.
Greenhouses have a funny smell.
I literally can't. This is the opposite of I can't get my wife to pick a bit of artwork. I bitched about that a year ago on the pod. There is still no pictures or artwork up on the wall because she's got this thing where she's like, I won't like it, so I'll go off it. So we'll not do it. So it looks like we moved in
just the
3
wedding
weeks
photos,
ago.
Like just
No wedding photos. No wedding photos. They've not been framed. They've not been printed. There's
You
no
must be the
artwork
only
up.
person I know that's married.
I got one fucking plant in the house, and I chose it, and I'm not even asked about houseplants.
Me and Sam are about to put a picture of us up because it was
after 6 months.
it was drawn by an Albanian man in
it was
Leicester
actually
Square.
it was actually 26 Wednesdays. It's a really big anniversary.
That's a bit but that's what a framed picture.
You know the Albanian man in Leicester Square who draws you the caricatures?
Oh yeah, the Albanian man in Leicester Square. As if
he was Albanian?
Yeah,
And he was a Liverpool fan as well?
Of course he was.
He was?
How did he talk?
Here we go.
Would you like a picture?
That nailed it.
Yes.
And now, if he was from the Czech Republic,
Would you like the picture?
oh, different.
Yeah.
Slovenia,
Chat.
Romania. Wow.
I couldn't not.
That's an
I
accordion.
couldn't not do that.
I was a crying orphan. Wow. Hey, you know why that was all right?
Do you know why that-
Because in our head, they're all white.
Do you know why that was funny, right? Because they always used to get on the tube with playing that.
Yeah.
So, oh my god, like
There's a fella in town, he's dead sound.
Accordion Alan.
accordion.
Accordion Alan. Yeah.
It's called accordion Alan.
He is now, yeah.
Is he Romanian?
How have you not only got near cancellation once? This is brilliant. I love it.
I'm trying to end the show on houseplants, and we managed to make that. We managed to make the most innocuous fucking. Oh, she's fucking buying too many plants, lad. Yeah, well, what about Albania? Let me do my impressions.
I didn't ask to do any impressions.
Yeah.
You kept naming countries.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
like, how
he's
many
dead sound. He's a Liverpool fan. He said, I've been a Liverpool fan since 4 years old.
Did you ask him about plants in Bucharest?
No. Is that in Albania?
No, Bucharest is Romania's capital.
Yeah, he was from Albania. He's never fucking
Oh
seen
shit!
the
Oh,
fucking
sorry, I
athlete.
fucked it up.
You got your wrong ania.
I've often got the wrong area.
It's great. It's great being able to call you racist. It's been fucking great fun. Jesus Christ, they're all the same, are they, Kae? Christ.
My apologies.
At
My
least
apologies.
I differentiated their artwork, you know. Yeah, Albania.
Can you do your accordion again? It was.
It was dead sound.
What song would you be singing? What song would you be doing on the accordion if you could play it?
Return of the Mac. Yes, I do. I don't know where.
Huh?
He didn't know that Mark Morrison was black when he was growing up.
Did you know it was English?
No, he thought he was white. He thought he was a white guy. And just had
In
this
my
cheesy
head,
voice.
he looked like Ricky Martin.
Return of the Mac.
It wasn't
Do you know what though? Mark Morrison, for the net, you do think the guy's got like a mohawk and he's white.
It was
and that
Mark
kind of-
Morrison, and he sang, and I do.
And I do. Yeah. Cool. Plants.
Houseplants.
Yeah.
Just kill her.
Yeah.
Just kill her. That'll solve it. Tell the porn girl to shut up and kill the plant girl.
No, don't kill the. But I
don't.
think he's being a bit of a. I think he's being a bit uncultured.
Apparently, houseplants is massive with students at the moment. There's loads of houseplant. Like it's a big thing.
Bro, keep a houseplant alive. You try to keep a houseplant alive. They're harder than fucking kids, bruv.
Yeah,
Yeah.
harder than kids.
They're harder than kids, bro. They are harder than kids.
Yeah. The amount of times I've been up all night with my houseplants.
No, but
I
like,
just can't put it down. I know she's not
you've
right.
only got the one.
Got one houseplant. The kids are hungry. Never mind that. This houseplant's fucking
It needs to get
wilting.
Yeah, no, try and keep your house plants alive. You see how hard it is, man. That woman's a fucking trooper.
I think you've been very understanding. Can we call that a pod?
One more.
No.
He was so disappointed with my last one. He was like, well,
I don't even want it because we ripped each other on the Patreon and I'm going to do exactly what Adam ripped me. I was like, no. No more. My laptop. Fuck you. I've got fucking sweaty breasts and I want to go home.
Right, patreon.com/haveawaypod. You get an extra episode every week. You get early access to these public ones.
Done,
You've got
no?
the 4 lockdown lock-ins, the Ghost Hunt. There's a rap battle event coming. There's the Ghost Hunt 2.
My
There's
quiz.
The what?
Oh, we're
quiz.
going to do your quiz live in a pub, aren't we?
We are.
Are we going to get the POV of Adam's porn video as well?
Yeah,
The GoPro
yeah,
on the
yeah,
Patreon
yeah.
as well,
If
yeah?
you look hard enough, lad.
That's
it's
for the
already out
9-month
there.
anniversary, the Starfish special. Where can we find you, Kay?
Just on every social media platform, it's KAEKURD.
What a fucking pleasure this one's been.
Beautiful. Thanks for having me, guys.
Ta-da, guys.
Go ahead.